Everyone, please raise your right hand, say I do, and we're done. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony they're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say I do. I do. Except for the gentleman in the white shirt who used his wrong hand.
Will you redo it, please? The code officers weren't out of the room yet?
Code officers, get in here.
Andrew.
Come on. They're all waiting, so am I. All right, the code officers who do this every month, raise your right hand. Say I do and we're done. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? They do. Great. All right, most of the hearings we're going to hear today are either going to be violation hearings or fine assessment hearings. When you hear your name called, please go up to the microphone over there, identify yourself with your name and your address. The village will go through their case file, ask you if you object to any of their documentation. You can question their witnesses. You can present your own witnesses or testimony. And when it's all said and done, I get to make a decision. That flips when we get to the fine mitigation hearings. We have 3 this evening. Those people have been through a violation hearing and a fine assessment hearing. They're asking for relief, so they get to go first, and the village will respond. I think I've hit all the highlights, so please take it away, Village of Royal Palm.
Good evening, Magistrate Dylan Brandenburg, Assistant Village Attorney. I'd like to call our first case for the evening. This is a status/fine assessment hearing. Case number is 23-1088, address 276 La Mancha Avenue.
All right. Tell us who you are and your address, please.
Code Officer Margaret Hancock for the Village of Royal Palm Beach Code Enforcement. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Order granting continuance and setting fine assessment hearing. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
And tell us who you are and your address, please.
My name is Nefertari Daly. My address is 276 La Mancha Avenue, Royal Palm Beach, Florida, 33411.
Okay, and normally when I bounce these hearings because of roofs and tarps, it's because you're having a fight with your insurance company. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how's that going?
Well, we're supposed to go to court on January 17th, so I don't know.
Excellent. Yeah, I just want to make sure that everything's moving along, that your attorney understands that we're concerned, but we're going to have to kind of deal with the fact that you have an insurance claim running, and normally insurance companies like to keep their money until the very last minute because they make interest on it. So, all right, what do you have? You have documentation. Did you want to present to council?
Yes.
I'm going to show you the village's exhibits. This is your continuance, notice of hearing, your PAPA readout, and a picture. Do you have any objections to these being entered into the record?
No.
Okay.
All right, admitted without objection. Now stay where you are and go grab her stuff. And we're going to, Ms. Brandberg, she's got some sort of document she needs to hand you. Thank you.
Oh, a letter from the insurance?
Yes, usually I like status reports from their attorneys. Do you have any objection to her documentation? Admitted as defendants or respondents number 1. Let me look. All right. Okay. All right, we're going to put that in the record, and since we have a trial date in January, hopefully your insurance company will decide to settle. Have you been through mediation yet?
No.
And it wasn't successful, I take it?
I don't know.
No.
What is mediation? That's when I go back and forth with.
Yeah.
Yeah, done that.
Hopefully with the trial staring at them, they will do something more. I'd like to bounce this until February to see what happened with the trial. So we can just do a status fine in February and see whether or not we went to trial or not.
February is the 12th?
212?
2/12.
Status/fine, and we'll just deal with it then.
Are we doing a compliance date on that, or just to come back in February?
Compliance date was her compliance date. We're just trying to see what's happening with the real world issues out there, and it's hard to pay for a roof if you don't have the money from the insurance company.
Okay.
All right. We will see you in February unless you get settled earlier.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next, please. Oh, you want the papers back?
Case file up there? She'll grab it. Okay. Thank you, Magistrate. Calling the next case. This is case number 24-0493, address 154 Roy Court Circle.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
Exhibits the village would like to enter. This is verification, readout, and some pictures of the address. Do you have any objections to entering these into the record?
Actually, I have questions. What is the papers that you guys want this to be removed, or what is it? What is the complaint about?
The question, and this would be to the code officer, is a question regarding the substance of the violation. Could you describe the violation, please?
They installed pavers without a permit. They need to obtain a permit for the pavers.
We're done without a permit.
Okay, so can we just remove them and that will make it up then?
You'd have to address that with the code officer. But do you have any objections to these being entered into the record? These pictures? I'm going to show these to the magistrate, if it's okay with you, unless you have an objection to it.
Those are out of code too. Let me see the other picture. The other one, yes, yeah. All these papers have to be gone?
The front of the house, this part.
Is that the ones that you put in?
Esto fue lo que pusieron. Yeah, everything was done.
Correct.
So everything has to be removed.
Well, you need to get a permit for it.
I mean, I couldn't, the thing is that the house is my dad's.
We'll discuss that, but I just need to know if you're okay with
Oh, yeah,
these.
of course, yeah.
Okay.
Hear that without objection. Let me see what I got here.
Enfrente, lo que está afuera.
All right, USPS track and confirm for service and signed green card as well. And we have photos of pavers, I guess, near the front door. Is that correct?
The front door and the side of the
And the
property as
side over
well.
there.
I'm not sure where else they may have installed them,
But those are the ones you could see.
but that's what I can see.
Okay. All right, so they say you've installed pavers without permits.
And there's a company that did it, but my dad was in charge of that, and my dad passed away, so I couldn't find the permits or who did it. I have no information about it, so.
Well, someone would have had to apply for the permit, and no one did, because all I have is a PS and a fence in 2021.
And PS is solar.
PS is solar, poor people. All right, so you have a solar and a fence permit, a window permit in 2020, so there's nothing in here for the pavers. So because there was nothing here, and because this is the fine assessment hearing, and you don't have a permit, and I think someone showed up for the first one, right?
Yes.
You were supposed to apply for a permit. Did anyone apply for a permit after the meeting last time?
No, I tried to find a company or something like that who lead me to the permit, and nobody wanted to do it.
Okay, so,
Can we get the respondents' names?
sure. Tell us who you are.
Eduardo Acevedo,
Okay. And your name? Okay, you're Martha Guerrero? All right, so someone needed to apply for a permit for these pavers. And in order to do that, you need to have a survey, and you need to be able to calculate.
but we couldn't find anybody who would let me do the permit.
Well, no, you have to apply yourself online with the village, because hopefully this is a homesteaded property, and you can
I
know.
don't see that they have homestead
Okay, then
exemption.
you have to get a company to do it, because you
So
don't
if
have
they get
homestead.
homestead exemption, they could do owner builder. But I'm not sure if this is their permanent home.
Okay.
There appears
right.
to be.
You have two choices then. You either have to permit them or remove them. And what's going to happen now is, because someone did not go and get a permit or even apply for the permit after our last meeting, I'm stuck having to fine you. To stop the fine is either to get a permit, which you haven't done, or to pull the pavers, which you can do. But the choice is yours, but you're going to face a $25 a day fine starting when?
From 9, this will be from 9/27?
Yes.
Starting from,
They were to
September
comply by
27th.
9/26,
right,
so the fine would start on 9/27.
9/27. So we're looking probably at a month and a half of fines already. So you have two choices. You either get it permitted or you remove it. The simplest thing to do is remove it, call code enforcement, they'll stop the fine, and then you can permit it properly. Otherwise, you're just going to have a fine running on that property until you do. So those are your choices. Okay? So $25 a day, starting September 22nd, 7th is granted.
That's good.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Magistrate.
So you either pull them and call her, or you go get a permit, but fines are running, so you need to do something about it. Figure out what to do about it, call the code enforcement officer, and she'll help.
For this one, yeah. That's
All right, next case, please.
Got
She
it.
complied on the 5th of November.
That's the outstanding.
That's
Okay,
That's the correct one.
gotcha. Thank you, Magistrate. I'm going to call the next case. This is case number 24-0474, 819 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Okay, page 2, the first case. Got it.
She's here. She complied on the 5th, yeah. Good evening, Special Magistrate. My name is Code Officer Andrew Armienti with the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the order finding a violation. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing with affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, the pictures. And Exhibit 5, the affidavit of compliance.
Oh, good.
But your glasses, it's already put down though.
What's that? I'm using photos of the site.
Yeah, I know.
Affidavit of compliance showing that. Documents, I'm going to show them to the magistrate.
Okay. What else you got there?
This is just your original order finding the violation
Oh, okay.
and the mailing service.
Okay.
All right, admit without objection. Please tell us who you are and your address. Your name and address?
Oh, my name is Marguerite. Marguerite McPherson, 819 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Thank you. We have green cards for service. We have an affidavit of service and phone messages saying you talked to people here, and she had a bad spot in her lawn, and it looks like she fixed it because you did an affidavit of compliance.
Yes, sir. The genesis of this case was originally a prohibited vehicle, which she did remove prior to the compliance date, and the front yard was sodded on the 5th of November.
Was she good? We're just finding a fact it?
It was a finding of fact.
This is a fine assessment.
So the village is seeking fines that ran from 9/27 to the compliance date of 11/4 in the total amount of $1,950.
All right, because of where we are in the proceedings, I'm going to have to do the fine order, but you're coming back and you're going to do a fine reduction request, okay? You've already done what you need. All you have to do is send in an email, and we'll get you on another hearing calendar, and I'll reduce the fine for you because you fixed it, okay?
Okay.
But right now, because of where we are in the process, it wasn't done at the time that they requested. So I'm going to do a fine order, but you're going to come back and ask for a reduction, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's just
Process. They can't do anything with the fine order if it's your homestead property. And we'll talk about reducing the amount when you come back.
How much will it be then?
They say it's $1,950 at $25 a day for the amount of time it was supposed to have been fixed, the amount of time it was fixed. But we'll deal with that at the next hearing, okay?
To wait until I get a letter?
You have to wait until you get the order in, and then you're going to ask them for a fine reduction hearing. And you'll come back in January, February, sometime next year,
Oh, okay.
okay? It's just steps in the process, because I can't do anything right here until I do a fine order, and then after that, I can do a fine reduction. And since you are actually doing things, we'll reduce it. Okay?
You can give me a call sometime next week, and I'll walk you through the process and how to get you on the agenda for a
It's
fine
really simple.
litigation.
And you've done what you really need to do, which is get the affidavit of compliance.
See, I don't understand all this, you see, that's the problem.
He's going to explain what you need to do.
So, you want me to call you next week, Andrew?
Yeah, you can give me a call anytime next week during business hours, and then I'll tell you the paperwork.
With me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. You got one more hearing to go because you didn't get it done in time. It's all good. We'll deal with it then. Okay?
All righty.
All right, the fine is granted, but I'm sure we'll be back.
Thank you, Magistrate. The next case on our agenda is case number 24-0504, address 1450 McDermott Lane.
Okay, next case.
Special Magistrate, I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the order finding violation with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 3 is the verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4 are the pictures.
Okay. All right, admitted without objection. All right, tell me about this one. We have service via posting, by the way. Looks like someone was parking in the yard.
The violation was for the bare spots in the front yard and the swell. That's what they were found in violation for. And I was there on the 12th, and you could see that it's not taken care of yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right, please tell us who you are and what your address is.
1450 Mademore Lane, Royal Palm Beach, Florida, 33411.
Gotcha. All right, so you were supposed to fix the bare spots in the yard.
Sí. Dile que yo estuve fuera del país porque mi mamá falleció en Cuba. Estuve fuera del país por 2 meses.
He was out of this place.
Hablo fuerte.
He was in Cuba.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean you don't have to fix the yard.
Tenía que arreglarlo.
Pero no estaba en el país.
Él dijo que tenía que arreglarlo.
Dile que yo no estaba en el país, que llegué, que ya lo pienso arreglar ahora.
Eso ya se lo dije.
Ah, ya. Díselo.
He said that he was out of the place. He didn't have time to fix it. No.
What would you tell your teacher if you didn't do your homework?
Que si que yo le decía a la maestra si no hacía la tarea.
Ah, bueno, ¿qué voy a hacer si yo no estoy en el país? Si mi mamá falleció.
No sé.
All right,
Yo estuve en Cuba, que mi mamá falleció, yo no estaba en el país.
so he would say your teacher was bad or you don't have to do your homework? I mean, you know, tell him the excuse is not good.
Las cosas no son buenas. He speaks Spanish.
Solamente un poquito. I only speak a little Spanish.
Él habla un poco español.
We're supposed to get the yard sodded.
Él habla un poquito español.
Ok, yo estuve 2 meses fuera del país porque estaba en Cuba, que mi madre falleció. Desde que llegué, eso yo nunca más he puesto un carro ahí. La hierba casi que ya se ha arreglado, pero si hay que ponerla nueva, la pondré nueva.
Look, you just needed to buy some sod and throw it down. Tell him he just needed to buy some sod and throw it down or have someone do that.
Que tenía que haber dicho a otra gente que lo hiciera.
Ya, tranquilo.
That's not an excuse,
Eso no es una excusa.
Ok. ¿Qué hay
okay?
que hacer entonces?
All right, we're going to do the fine, and then when you put some sod down, it will stop.
Magistrate, and for the record, the village is requesting, per your prior order of September 16th, a fine of $25 a day installed thereafter, which would be $1,200 and continuing.
And since it's not done, I have to do a fine order.
Tiene que pararse una multa, ¿verdad? De 200 y pico.
The fine will stop when the grass is put down.
Tiene que pagar 26 todos los meses, creo, hasta que tú lo siembres.
Yo lo voy a sembrar ya.
And that's all we can do.
Ya, eso es lo único que puedo hacer yo.
All right. 1,200 plus continuing is granted.
It is $1,200 and continuing.
That's what I just said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, that's correct.
Yeah, I said granted. All right, we're done with this one. All right.
Thank you, Magistrate. The next case is case number 24-0644. This is Pioneer Way.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, notice of fine assessment hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Submitting to the record, just your order finding violation, the affidavit, notice of hearing, Papa detail. Okay, thanks.
All right, admitted without objection. So did we have service via signed green card? All right, did they fix it in time, or do we have a fine going
A
here?
little bit of a fine.
Oh, how much?
This is 750, that's it.
Continuing. All right, they're saying you fixed it, but you didn't fix it in time, and I have to do a $750 fine, but it's not continuing. You can come back for a reduction later to explain why it took so long.
Is that the 750 until now, or until the day was fixed?
It was till the day was fixed.
The hurricane days,
Said, I have to do the fine order now. You can come by and tell me why it took so long in a fine reduction hearing. But right now, because I'm at the fine assessment stage, all I can do is either assess a fine or assess no fine.
It
And
was
obviously-
complied prior to the hurricane.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's all you're going to discuss during your fine reduction request if you have a valid legal excuse. Okay? So 750, no continuing is granted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Magistrate. Next case is case number 24-0726. That's 152 Vizcaya Avenue.
Code sections 14.4A, disabled vehicle. I observed this violation on 9/10/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail, and a notice of hearing, certified mail on 9/13/24. It was delivered on 9/16/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, notice of repeat violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
All right, so. All right, admitted without objection. We have USPS track and confirm and sign green cards for service. An affidavit of service was also done. What kind of car do we look at here? Dodge Ram?
Yeah. Has
All
a
right,
flat
and then it
tire,
was complied
doesn't
on the
move.
28th of October, so right before Halloween. And how much of a fine were you looking at?
It was out of compliance for 48 days. We were asking for $50 a day at $2,400 and not continuing.
All right, they're saying you had a disabled vehicle that you left there for between a month and a half and 2 months before you finally got rid of it.
My name is Walter, and we live in 152 Vizcaya in Royal Palm Beach, Florida. This vehicle has been with a bad transmission. We haven't fixed it. Unfortunately, one of our granddaughter, she's in gymnastics, and she have a fall, and she's been getting treatment and medical. So we have all the paperwork here that we can present to you, so you can see that it's not that we didn't want her to fix it. It was just that it's been a little bit tough for us this year, so that's why, we haven't got the money exactly for that. We did send it to a shop, which we have the letter in here.
Let's stop you right there. Everyone's arguing their fine reduction one hearing too early, okay? Right now, all I can do is look at the amount of days it was supposed to be fixed and just enter a fine order. Then you get to keep all that together because you have an affidavit of compliance, you're going to come back for a fine reduction hearing. And then I can hear all of the detail about why someone was hurt, why you couldn't afford to do it, and all that stuff. But right now, that doesn't count on the fine assessment. The fine assessment is only, you were supposed to do this on X day, it was done on Y day, there is X days in between, and we do that at $50 a day, and there's just math.
I understand. Now,
So-
can I just say one
Sure.
thing, if you may? It was removed from there from the shop. They sent it on the 22nd,
Of what month?
October 22nd.
Bring that document in, which will show you it was removed and it was fixed really fast, so you won't get the fine.
It's still in the shop right now.
Yeah, and that's fine too, because it's not at the property. But what I'm saying is, if you can show me it was towed or pulled or whatever there, or they took it in on that day, then the fine should stop on that day.
Thank you,
It
sir.
shouldn't be that far, but that's not today's hearing.
We understand that.
So
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to do the $2,400, no continuing, and once you get the fine order, call Margaret and find out how to do a request for reduction. It's a really simple one-page, basically check a box, sign a thing, and you're there.
Thank you. And excuse me, sir, can I get your name for the record, please? Everyone's who's speaking?
Juan Carlos Bustamante.
Okay, and what was,
Ruth Cabrera.
She's in the deed, so
Okay.
she's my wife.
Okay.
Ruth Cabrera.
and your name, sir?
My name is Jorge Walter.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Was it, you said Walter is the last name?
Cabrera is our last name.
Cabrera. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Jorge W. Cabrera. Okay. All right, so $2,400, no continuing, and we're going to see him again in a month or two.
Thank you.
Okay?
Much.
Thank you. I like people with proof. Proof is good. All right, now to violation hearings where people who showed up and actually act like they care get more time to do things. So, yay. Let's start doing some violation hearings.
Thank you, Magistrate. Calling case number 24-0076, address 162 Prestige Drive.
Special Magistrate, the code sections are 6-190A1 and 12-4C, stained structure, garbage bin, and public view. The violation was observed on January 25th, 2024, sent certified mail on January 26th, 2024, and posted. Notice of hearing was sent certified mail on September 19th, 2024, and returned on 9/21. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. A notice of violation plus affidavit of service is Exhibit 1. Exhibit 2 is a notice of hearing. Exhibit 3 is the verification of ownership. Exhibit 4 are the pictures, and Exhibit 5 is the affidavit of compliance.
All right, you have service via posting, a signed green card for the notice of violation. We have an affidavit of compliance, which means they moved everything and it should be good. And please tell us who you are and what your address is.
I'm Sherry Baker, 162 Prestige Drive, Royal Palm Beach, Florida, 33411.
All right, and what do we want from this one?
Just looking for a finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted. That just means you were in trouble, you're not in trouble anymore. Don't do it again for 5 years or you're going to be in trouble again.
I understand.
So yeah, I've had people at 4 years and 10 months.
Oh, no, that won't be me.
And it's like horrible. Yeah, just keep your garbage can back, and what was the rest of it? Structure stained, I guess you got it painted or cleaned, one of the two, and it worked. Okay, finding of facts granted. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Next, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Case number 24-0323, address 11650 Dahlia Drive.
The code section is 15-142 for a bare spot in the front yard. The violation was observed on May 1st, 2024. The violation was sent certified mail on May 3rd and posted. The notice of hearing was sent August 6th and posted. On October 23rd and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation with affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing with affidavit of service. Verification of ownership is Exhibit 3. Exhibit 4 are the pictures. And Exhibit 5 is the affidavit of compliance.
You're getting a lot of good affidavits of compliance out of this. Sir, tell us who you are and what your address is.
Yeah, Paul Neary, 11650 Dahlia Drive.
All right, finding fact, you heard the speech with the last lady. Have a lovely evening. Stay out of trouble. Yeah. Finding of fact granted.
Thank you, Magistrate. Next case is case number 24-0380, address 790 Camellia Drive.
Okay.
Thanks.
Special Magistrate Code section is 6-190A13 for a driveway and driveway apron in disrepair. The violation was observed on 5/20/24. The notice of violation was sent on 5/21 and returned. The notice of hearing was sent certified mail on August 6th and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence: the notice of violation, Exhibit 1, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, Exhibit 3. The pictures are Exhibit 4, and the permit information is Exhibit 5, and the affidavit of compliance is Exhibit 6.
See, all these people are complying and they're showing up. You know, it's just too nice. All right, please tell us your name and your address for the record.
790 Camellia Drive, Victor Mejia, Royal Palm.
And I take it another finding of fact?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you fixed everything. You're fine. Life is good. Finding of fact will be mailed to you. And hopefully it'll last 5 years. We won't have to worry about it.
We hope.
All right, next page, next person.
Thank you, Magistrate. Case number 24-0628, address 797 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Can't believe we have 10 people on the fourth page. All right. Anyone for 797 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard? Oh, there you go. Come on down.
Special Magistrate, the code sections are 9-4 and 15-142. Fence and disrepair and bare spots in the side yard and the front yard. The violation was observed on 7/26/24. The notice of violation was sent certified mail on 7/31/24 and returned. The notice of hearing was sent certified on 10/18 and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4 are the pictures.
All right, signed green cards or service. Let me look at the pictures. Okay. The fence, is the fence done? The fence looks good. The picture of the fence I see looks good. Is that good?
Yeah, that's 9-4.
Yes, Magistrate. The village is seeking a finding of fact for 9-4, which is now complied.
Okay, so 9-4 is the fence in disrepair, and that's a finding of fact.
We are seeking a violation for the second code section 15-142.
All right, and what's your compliance requirement or request?
We're requesting compliance by 11/28 or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. Fine violation hearing on December 11th.
All right, since you've already fixed one of the two problems, how long is it going to take you to fix the bare spots in the yard?
We're working on it, Magistrate. We're working on it, and my husband had surgery, I know, but he had surgery the 15th of August after we were told to do it. So we still managed to put the gate, and we're working, like, it's tough time right now. Like, we don't have the money to.
Okay. Since they're here and they have fixed one of the two things, we're going to give them more time. So we're going to bounce this to like February, so they have some more time to get this together because they fixed the fence. So give me an early February date, a February hearing date, and we'll keep the $50 fine amount. And that way you can hopefully get some sod and throw it out there. And remember, this time of year, it's the dry season, so you've got to water the stuff too.
Yes.
February 3rd or February 12th.
2/3, 2/12, 50 is granted. All right, so you have till February 2nd
We
to
have
fix
plenty
this?
of time, sir.
And when you do fix it, they don't know. They don't go run around because they don't know who fixed what. You have to give them a call. And that's for everybody in the room. There's only one part of my orders that I sign that's in bold, and it says, once you fix this stuff, give them a call. It's like I look at this as the husband call. You know, look, honey, look what I did. I fixed this. So call them up and make sure that they proudly see that you fixed it, and they can put a date on your file that says it was fixed on this date. 'Cause literally, I've seen people go home. I've left this meeting because I live in La Mancha, and I've seen people fix stuff as I've gone home.
Nice. Okay.
See, and I know they did it because I watched them fix the door, but I don't know if they got credit for it if they didn't call. So you need to call, and that goes to everybody in the room. All right. Yes, your name is yours, please.
Malouse Mathieu, Malouse. Okay, and
It's
my
part of.
husband, Claude Mathieu. Claude
Got y'all
Mathieu,
both.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're both on the title, so we have your names and your spellings. Excellent. All right, 2221250 is granted.
Thank you, Magistrate.
All right, next, please.
Next case is case number 24-0631. Address is 10201 Mikado Lane.
Hello.
Thanks.
The code sections are 23-18B3B, 15-132, 15-142, and 23-16B, parking on the front lawn, bare spots on the swell, and the front yard, parking in the swell for more than 24 hours. The violation was observed on 7/30/24. Notice of violation was sent certified mail on July 31st and returned. Notice of hearing was sent certified mail on October 18th and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, the pictures.
Right.
Okay, admitted without objection.
No.
We have some signed green cards for service.
Parking on the front lawns.
Yeah, I got these two, right?
It's a guy who paints his own cars. I like the colors. They're very nice and colorful. All right. When I bought my house here, I was a single guy. And all I did was looked at the corner lot and said, this is nice. I can park a lot of cars here. I have a double wide driveway. I could park 8 cars at my house. You guys can't. And you got way too many there right now.
Well, our kids grew and they got cars. That's
Yeah,
kind of, but
and I have 2, and
yes.
they're doing the same thing, but I had more driveway. All right, so, yeah, you've got to get the cars off the lawn.
Seen it afterwards.
Okay, so are they off the lawn? They're in the
Yes, they
swale
did.
now?
For my last inspection, I didn't see any parking on the front lawn, so we're asking for a finding of fact for that.
Which one is that, 2318, or which code section?
2318.
Okay, good. I just have to draw circles for that part. And now they still have some bare spots they have to deal with?
Yeah, in the front yard and the swell.
All right, and how long will it take you to fix those?
It was fixed right now, like at 4 in the afternoon. It's just, he
All
was
right, well,
supposed
they're
to
going to
take
ask
pictures
for,
yesterday, yeah.
what time were you going to ask for?
We're requesting 1128.
Good, you have until November 28th to fix it.
It's done.
You already, I know.
I have
know.
pictures.
No. All you're going to do is, you're going to say, okay, fine, and then you're going to call them and say, come by, it's already done. But, here I am, I'm constrained by the process here.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
they need an order saying something.
I know, it's the time they could squeeze in. We've been trying to get them out for a while, so.
Yeah, no, not a problem, you're fixed. But they're wanting to do this because they love to keep things in order. I get to keep things in order, so 11/8 and 12, what's the hearing date? Or 28?
Compliance by 1128 or a hearing date of December 11th, a fine of $25 a day if not complied by
All
that
right,
date.
and are you asking him to come by and look at the house?
Tomorrow, yeah, if he can tomorrow.
See, and then you've just finished your request. He'll put an affidavit of compliance in your file, and this will all go away.
Okay.
Okay, but you will get an order.
And their
because-
names?
And your names, please.
Giovanni Nunez.
Manuel Salinas.
Okay, does anyone need spelling?
Yes.
Could you spell your last names, please?
Yes, N-U-N-E-Z. And then the first name's Giovanni, Jovanney.
O-V.
A-N-N-I.
N-E-Y.
Manuel Salinas, Manuel. Salinas, Salinas.
I think that's a town in Kansas. Salinas? I think that's a town in
It's
Kansas.
in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a town somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere out west. And everything's out west of Florida. All right, 10/28, 12/11, 25, you'll get an order in the mail. Before you get the order, he's going to come by and look at your property.
Okay.
Okay, and then you'll be cleared. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Next, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Case number 24-0654, address 892 Camellia Drive.
Okay.
Special Magistrate, the code sections are 6-190H, 15-141, and 15-142. Dead tree, bare spots in the front yard, and closed storm shutters. The violation was observed on 8/5/24. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were sent out certified mail on 8/8/24 and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, the verification of ownership. Exhibit 3 are the pictures, and Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance.
Doing so well with these affidavits of compliance. All right, we have certified green card return for service. Please tell us your name and your address.
Lane and Catherine Lane, 892 Camellia Drive, Royal Palm Beach, 33411.
And it's a finding of fact.
Yes, sir.
Don't do it again. We'll see you later. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Magistrate. Next case is case number 24-0688, address 852 Hibiscus Drive.
See, this is where I guess car or truck. I'm guessing car on this one.
Car.
It's a game I used to play with the old secretary.
Special Magistrate, the code section is 14-4A for a disabled vehicle. The violation was observed on 8/21/24. The notice of violation was sent certified mail along with a notice of hearing on 8/23 and returned on 8/26. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. The notice of violation, notice of hearing for Exhibit 1. Exhibit 2, the verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
I gotta say, you print really well. I mean, it's so nicely legible, isn't it? All right, you have service via green card. Finding of fact is granted. Everyone's happy, and you go home. Bye. That's it. You fixed it. You did good.
Thank you.
Next case is case number 24-0713, 924 Camellia Drive. I think we just lost her.
I can go and get it.
Is there anyone here for 924 Camellia Drive?
Yeah, sorry, the hearing.
Okay.
Need a hearing aid, I guess.
No worries.
Special Magistrate, the code section is 6-22-108.4, 26-57. An above-ground pool installed without a permit and a canopy without a permit. The violation was observed on 9/3/24, and the notice of hearing and notice of violation were sent out on 9/4/24 and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Notice of violation, notice of hearing is Exhibit 1. The verification of ownership is Exhibit 2. Pictures for Exhibit 3, and AS 400 permit information for Exhibit 4.
All right, will you please identify yourselves for the record and give us your address?
John Wheeler with Caulfield and Wheeler, land surveying engineering firm, 7900 Glades Road, Boca Raton, Florida, 33434. And I'm had done some land surveying for the property and just trying to assist the client.
So you're a surveyor.
Land surveyor, civil engineer, yes.
All right.
And I also have.
You're also immune from trespass. Isn't that great?
What's that?
Said you're also immune from trespass. Yes, you are. All right, and you are, sir, your name and address?
Yes, it's Matthew Joy, 924 Camellia Drive.
Okay, great. All right, so they say you have an above-ground pool and a canopy without a permit,
Yes.
and you're applying for a permit, or at least you're getting surveys so you can apply for a permit?
Well, they have surveyed the property and they have applied for the permit, but I just wanted to bring into evidence the pool has been in place since 2005 for 19
It
years.
still doesn't excuse a pool that's in violation. It's just been not caught since 2005.
Well, I'm also submitting into evidence, there's a survey that was done in 2016. It was signed and stamped by the city, approved at the meeting ordinances of the city.
And what does it do?
Shows the pool on there and everything, so.
And does that mean that they changed the ordinance, in your opinion, or what happened? Did he get a variance, or I'm trying to think of what kind of, I'm trying to think of what kind of legal rationale the surveyor has to tell me that a permit's not required here. Well, I'm just trying to, that's your excuse. It's got to be a legal excuse to be viable in front of me and the code board. And you were trying to argue that it was grandfathered in. Well, it would have to predate the code. So do you know the code date? Okay, and it doesn't predate the code. I can tell you right now. That code section's been in for decades. So, we're back to, are you going to go apply for the permit for the above-ground pool and the canopy? Because the canopy has to be engineered, and it has to be anchored, and it has all kinds of lovely requirements, because as you've just been through this lovely hurricane season, Milton kind of spawned some tornadoes, and people like their stuff stuck and not flying into their yards from yours. So well, then it still has to be permitted, because it is a structure within the building code. I mean, even if it's just a tarp. I mean, there are play structures out there, right? I built a beautiful 8x10 two-story play structure for my child, and it had a roof on it. No, I'm getting the story. It has a point. And I had to have it permitted because it had a regular roof. But there are other people who have play structures, and they have little fabric roofs, and they have to be permitted too. So your fabric roof has to be permitted.
Okay, and that's what I'm applying for right now.
Good, and that's what we're going in here for now, is how much time do you think you need to get it permitted?
It is permitted. I've applied for the permit.
Saying it is permitted. Permitted means the permit has been granted. You're in the application stage. See, lawyers are really, really precise with their language. We have to pay a lot of money to go to school to do that stuff. So you're applying for a permit. You're not permitted. You're in a permit application process. Once you get the permit approved, then you're permitted. So they're already in the process, I take it?
Special Magistrate, the permit number that I have is 24-2304, and when I looked it up in AS 400, it only discusses the canopy. So
it doesn't have anything to do with the pool?
I don't see.
You got to permit the pool, too?
The intent was to permit both.
Well, the intent may have been to permit both, but I don't know if the application did that. Because according to the AS 400, which is the jargon the city uses to call their permit screen that they look at to see what the permits are that have been issued and applied, they're saying it's only for the canopy?
You can read the verbiage in Exhibit 4, Special Magistrate. It says,
well,
it says building canopy to cover existing pool for shade, building removable canopy using eyelets to tie building down. So, okay, so it's a canopy for the pool?
yes.
Okay.
So that's what the permit application, that's what the permit.
You may want to do a little bit more research to see if there's actually a pool permit involved in this as well. But either way, what time are you trying to give them anyhow?
We're requesting compliance by December 26th or a fine of
26th.
$25 a day thereafter with a fine assessment hearing of January 8th.
We'd like to request the additional 30 days if at all possible because of the holidays and everything.
That's not horrible. All right, so they've already got part of it in. And we're
They
going to check.
actually have an application for a pool and a canopy. It's sitting in with,
Okay, so they're
it
good.
looks like it's with planning. Planning's telling them it's in the setbacks.
Oh, okay, well, then you've got a
and that
problem.
It's got to be moved from there. So it's been with the applicant since November the 6th.
All right, so they're saying that there are setbacks, and you can look at your surveyor and ask him what a setback is, but he knows. You aren't allowed to put certain things in certain areas because it would conflict with, I don't know, FP&L lines, cable lines, water and sewer pipes, whatever it is, and your current location for your pool as applied for is in a setback. So it either has to be moved away from the setback or you have to get a variance to allow it to be put in a setback. And are we waiting for the applicant to do something now? Is that what you're telling me?
Received comments like 2 days ago, so
Yeah,
we're trying to
so
respond to comments.
Planning
That's
gave
all we-
comments to them that it is in the setbacks and that they need to,
Deal with that.
provide the drawings or provide the property survey with the marked up above-ground pool. Ensure location, setbacks, and pool dimensions are marked up on the survey. A 13-foot side setback is required to the pool. Please modify the plans accordingly. And that was sent back to him on the, looks like
11th,
the 6th.
Well, he's saying got it on the 11th, whatever it is.
Well, I don't know why, but it was there on the 6th.
All right,
According to the
so
computer, that's
we're
where.
not going to do it the end of January. We're going to do or the end of December. We're going to do the end of January for the February meeting since he is in the permit process. And it's actually the Royal Palm people have made some comments back. You need to respond, so we're going to give you that extra month to go through that. So give me a late January date and the February meeting date.
Thank you.
Late January date would be January 31st
And 2/11, was that our date?
to 12.
2/12. 25?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to do a violation order. You must comply by January 31st, which gives you your extra month. You've got your comments that you need to respond to. If you don't do it by January 31st, you'll appear at the February 12th hearing date and face a $25 a day fine. Hopefully, everything will get done.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thanks, Magistrate. Next case is case number 24-0435. Address is 11453 Southern Boulevard.
Code Section 622, 108.4, 20-21, 20-41, and 275. Work without permits, signs without permits, prohibited signs, and color change without AAR approval. I observed this violation on 6/3/24, sent out notice of violation, on 6/4/24, posted that to the property, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/18/24, posted that as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
All right, you have an affidavit of posting, so you have service. Where is this located?
Boulevard.
Where in Southern?
Before Costco on the left.
Okay.
It's the old car wash, and then the Goodyear, then the Costco
Got you, right in that
Plaza.
area between Royal Palm Beach and Costco.
Yes,
So between Royal Palm and Lamstein Way, technically.
technically.
All right, what's your name, sir?
My name is Sam Polachek,
All right, spell your last name, please, because they're going to make me.
Polacek.
All right, and what is your position with Orkin Florida LLC, if any?
I am an agent on behalf of the tenant L Car Wash.
Okay. Agent. Sounds very... All right, so what are you trying to tell us about your clients or your person's work without permits, sign without permits, prohibited signs, and color change without AAR approvals?
Yes, sir. So ever since the client got a violation from the village, we have worked diligently to address these issues. Certain aspects of the project have been taken down, and we've been working on applications since then. We actually have AR approval right here for the color and paint charts, and we had submitted a minor site plan amendment on August 8th, which is still pending with the village. Approval here soon.
All right, so let me see what you have from AAR, or AR, whatever, ARC, whatever it is.
And after all that, they would still have to get all their permits.
Oh, yeah. All right. So is it a finding of fact on the colors since we have AAR approval?
Does it show the colors on the approval?
It says they showed them some colors and they approved them.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that doesn't mean that what's up is what got approved.
okay. They're questioning whether or not the approved colors were the colors that you submitted. Did you submit the colors?
Yes, sir. The approved color palette has been applied to the building.
So they're saying it was. So I kind of, unless we can have some proof that it wasn't, we're good on that one. So, so that's the color. Prohibited signs and color, well, the color change without approval
275.
would be, and what's that, 275?
Yes.
All right, that's going to be like a finding of fact, right? Because they've gotten approval to do that.
Okay.
But still, it leaves us with work without permits, sign without permits, and prohibited signs. So whichever one you'd like to start with.
Well, sir, all the subject items that you had just mentioned have been added to our minor site plan amendment, which is approved administratively. Like I said, we've had a few rounds of comments, and we're going through, and we've identified the proposed changes on the site plan.
Okay, so they are in the process of site plan modifications to get their things approved. So they're just not sitting there thumbing their nose at you. They're
And it's
going through the-
administrative?
Yes, from what we were told from the Planning and Zoning Department, the minor site plan amendment is administratively approved. Last month, I came here for the AR application, which I sat in front of Planning and Zoning, so.
Okay, so we're going to give him time, but he's already done pretty much, right? I mean, that's
But
what
you
it
still
sounds
have
like
to
to
get
me.
the permits.
Well, you have to get permits too. What are the permits for?
For the new signs that they have, as well as this large tower, that big metal tower that goes over the drive.
Okay, is that the one off to the right in the picture? I just see a pole there. I don't know if that's a tower or not. Oh, that thing, sort of the latticey thing.
The banner and the sign up on the side.
Here,
Okay, and then those are all part of your application?
Sir, they've all been indicated on the site plan.
Okay. All right, so he's already going through the process here, so I think we're probably looking at the end of January again. That should give you enough time to make it through, I hope.
it was the banners, and they still have banners on the arms that the drive through.
So we would ask that the prohibited signage be removed?
Until it's prohibited?
Could you identify those for me?
She said the banners?
You have banners on the arms that go to the drive-through. Banners are prohibited.
Okay. I believe we've removed those prohibited signs, and we have indicated those that would be allowed by the village but would require permitting
See
and
right here,
site plan
these
approval.
banners that are on the drop arms, when you go through and you pay, you have these flag-type banners attached.
All right, well,
Banners are prohibited.
Yeah. That'll be
So
addressed.
those would need to be removed.
All right, so we're going to give them some time. And then they're also going to have to get some permits once they've gone through the site plan modification process and gotten that approved. So once again, I'm back to the January stuff.
May I also add that this was originally written in June, special magistrate.
Yeah, but they've actually been doing stuff because you don't go through AAR without, getting to a submission and getting yourself scheduled and all those things. When did you start applying for these things?
So in this process, we would have to amend the site plan, so that requires some additional work. We submitted these applications in early August.
So July, August, so they were working through it. So I'm back to where I was. 131,212, and what's your amount?
We would ask for a bifurcated order on the prohibited signage.
Oh, okay,
And have the
well-
prohibited signage be removed by 12/26.
Okay, well, that's not a problem. 1226 for the prohibited signage, and that includes those lovely banner flaggy things on the
drop arms.
Drop arms, okay. Prohibited.
And then you're asking for the rest of the signs and
The signs
items to
and
be
permits and all
permitted
that other
by
stuff will be the.
131,
Yeah, 131, 212.25.
$50 a day.
Yeah, it sounds like fun to me. 212.50. All right, just diligently pursue it. Hopefully you'll have more than enough time to get through and get everything taken care of. Yeah, get them to go rip down the banner problem. And we'll,
Thank you.
or is this our copy of the AAR? All right, we're going to leave this in the file as defendants one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Magistrate. Next case is case number 24-0619, address 10641 Southern Boulevard.
Code section is 622, 108.4, 275, 20-21. Sign without permit and approval. I observed this violation on 7/20/24. Send out notice of violation certified mail on 7/25/24. Posted that to the property. I sent out a notice of hearing certified mail on 9/17/24 and posted that to the property as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
What page is this on? It's on 5 or 6?
This is page 6.
6. On the wrong page. All right. There we go. There you are. All right, sign without permit and without approval. You have service via posting. Please tell us who you are, sir.
My name is Michael Grandinetti. I'm a last-minute representative for this project.
You're going to stop, Michael. You're going to spell your name because they're going to go, what?
First name, Michael.
That's the easy part.
Last name, Grandinetti.
Okay, we would mess that up. All right, you're with Kemp Signs.
I am with Kemp Signs.
All right. And what's the approval status?
So I was asked 2 days ago to come in and represent the company lighting maintenance out of Georgia that actually swapped the sign out. He was having trouble finding somebody to take over permitting for him and figure this out. I reluctantly came down and said, I'll come to the meeting, see what the status is, see what's expected from him, and then I would make a decision tomorrow to move forward, whether we're going to permit it for him or permit to remove this sign and put back the original sign.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's a completely different sign than that was there before. The other one was totally destroyed, and this one has a completely different design to it as well. So if they want,
Sign?
yes.
Oh, good, I buy
So
parts
if they
there.
want a different, if they want this sign, they would have to get approval for that, or they can go back to what sign they had before, but it would still need a permit because it was totally demolished. And it's a whole new sign.
The entire sign or just the faces of the sign?
I understand the entire sign.
Sign.
Sign was
Yeah,
taken.
I believe somebody hit it. I was under the impression.
I
Is that
believe,
correct?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have pictures from that, but I do.
Okay, well, no, everyone kind of admits that someone ran off the road. Okay.
I believe so.
still there, but there was broken concrete everywhere.
Okay, so, so AutoZone took the opportunity to relogo their property to the new stuff.
So from what I'm gathering, AutoZone Corporate said, do what you have to do. The gentleman from the lighting out of Georgia said, okay, this is what we do up by him, which is where my brother-in-law lives. They don't have this concern. He didn't do his due diligence, so that's how we're here where we're at right now.
Good.
And I guess he's been trying to get it resolved. Unfortunately, no one's been willing to help him, so I said I would at least come to this meeting and find out what's expected and make a decision tomorrow of what needs to be done.
My wife's family is from Kentucky, and you know, they don't have building permits some places.
They do not in many areas up there.
And you get these wonderful stories about how these porches collapse when 10 people are hanging out for a barbecue.
Yep.
And you go, oh, because they weren't permitted or inspected or engineered or anything. All right, so they're throwing you to the wolves here. And do you want to play or not? Are you?
I'm probably going to play.
If you're going to play and you're going to go re-permit the sign and it really wasn't taken down just to change it for funsies, they got demoed out of it. You're going to need a little bit of time. How much time are you going to need?
I'd like at least 60 days because I know I have to go through an AAR, which is going to take me 3 weeks from when I file for, I believe it's 3 weeks, up to 3 weeks before when I file the application for that. And my question on that side was if I decide to put the old sign back, do I have to go through AAR?
I believe so. as
No,
long as
you
it's the
probably have
same
your approved palette and your approved design.
We do, or they do.
size, color, design.
Yeah, as long as you stick to the exact
Still need a
specs,
permit.
you're going to need a permit to redo it because of the electrical, if nothing else.
You can get a copy of the former permit for the sign, and you can replicate that.
Do I? Well, I can pull the drawings from. He said he can get them for me from AutoZone, but I can't pull that. Do I have to do electronically request, or can I come here pick it up physically? The original permit plans.
I mean, if we're not busy, you can walk right in and we'll print it out for you, but if we're busy, we're going to tell you to do a public records request, so it's better to just kind of reach out and do a request.
And I'm looking probably, just to be consistent with the world, of 131-212, what is this, 25 or 50?
50.
50.
Okay. 131-212-50, that gives you a couple of months to get through. Have fun during the holidays.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sure. Have a good evening.
You do the same, Magistrate.
Thank you. Next, please.
Thank you, sir. Case number 24-0692, address 100 Moorgate Circle.
Code section 2318B1 and 2, 15141 and 1571. Prohibited vehicle parking on lawn, dead tree. I observed this violation on 8/22/24. Send out notice of violation. Notice of hearing certified mail on 8/23/24. I received signed and not dated on 8/30/24. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information. It may not have been.
All right, please tell us what your name is.
Ernest St. Ange.
Okay, and you're 100 Moorgate?
Yes, sir.
I used to know a lady who lived on Moorgate Circle. She called it Mortgage Circle. All right. Prohibited vehicle parked on the lawn. What kind of prohibited vehicle are we talking about?
It's a
What?
Yes, take a guess.
I'd go truck on this one. This isn't a Jeep, right?
no, absolutely not.
Because there's someone right there at the corner with a nice Jeep on there. I go work out at the rec center all the time, so I know that area
I know you
real
drive
well.
by, around that area a little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it is an excavator.
It's a what? Oh, an excavator?
Yeah.
Oh, it's even more fun. You need to dig a hole? This guy can do it fast.
Sir, could you put your name onto the record, please, if we didn't get it before?
It's Ernest
Did you
Ainge.
say your name?
He already said it.
Oh, okay, just confirming.
I wrote the circle around it, so it's. All right, so he's got an excavator there. It's probably not a permitted vehicle because it's missing, I don't know, tags and stuff.
They're prohibited.
Yeah, so.
Look at here, I'm a general contractor, so I do a lot of work in and out the county. So most of the time, all my equipment will be on my job site. So I told Maggie that I got jobs coming in where I'm going to drop them off. But, 2 weeks ago, I purchased a commercial land. So I applied for the permit so I can get the fence all around the land. That I'm going to put all my equipment in there, so it's a process.
Okay, no,
I'm
it's
asking you guys give me some time where I can move all my equipment over there.
all right, so you're being proactive to fix this problem by actually purchasing a piece of property?
Well, it was needed because I have a lot of equipment where I actually paid for storage. So,
Yeah, well, where'd you buy the property?
2108 Lakewood Road.
See, look, that's beautiful. All right, so he's bought a piece of property, he's applied for a Lake Worth or county permit to fence it up.
County, county.
County, see,
I got my
you
deed
got to
right
guess
here.
over there in Lake Worth, whether it's in the city or in the county. And he's already done all that, so,
He also has to get the vegetation removal permit for the dead tree that he
Okay, so-
partially removed, because the rest of it's still there.
gotcha. All right, you need to get a vegetation removal permit. It's
I
a
will do that
no-fee
tomorrow.
permit. And all they're wanting to make sure is that you have a couple other trees on your property somewhere.
You're going to have to remove the stump to grade.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is
he's
to the
got an
ground.
excavator, so he can handle that. That's kind of like way too easy
Yeah,
on
that's
this.
not a big issue. I will, apply
Yeah, you
for
need
a
to
permit
go,
for tomorrow.
and you can apply for the permit online, and it doesn't cost a thing, and you just have, now, how long is this the easiest permit in the world, or what?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean, this is like you almost fill out your name and say, I want to take out a tree, and they say, fine.
And you have to get a copy of your survey and mark where the tree was and where your plants are and
Okay.
count them, but
Yeah, this is a real easy
doesn't cost
one.
you any money, just a little time.
I'll get on it.
All right, so since he's already doing a lot of this stuff, and he showed up, I'm Januarying him too. 131,
Just give me a little
212,
time. That's all I'm asking. Give me some time, and I'll fix everything.
and I'll make it 50, just to keep the motivation level there, and just get it all together. And remember, the second you get that permit up or that fence up and everything, and, call Margaret. Be very proud. Say, look, I've got my fence. Here's a picture. Here's my stuff. The only time I'm ever stopping by is to use the bathroom and get something to change into.
Until January 31st to keep a prohibited vehicle on his property?
He takes it on and off, right? It's not going to sit there until the 31st of January.
But no, it's moving. Once they approve the permit for my fence, I'm
No, I
moving.
mean, and you put it on the job sites too. It's just not going to sit at your house.
Yeah. That's what I do.
You caught him at home, basically, in between jobs. He's going to have that.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. They're not really happy with this.
No, it will be moved. Trust me, it will be moved.
Okay, they're not happy with me on this, but I'm going to go with you on this one. Just get it gone, call her so she can confirm it's gone. Hopefully you'll get your permits with the county and you'll be out of there and everyone will be happier. All right, 131, 212.50 granted. And the tree, what am I going to do with the tree? How long's that going to take? Mr. Haynes, stop, come back here. How long do we want? We want that tree gone, right? I mean, that's.
Already cut part of it down. And he needs to get the vegetation removal permit and remove the rest of it.
One on the tree, so you get some movement here, and they can see you're working too.
No, I'm gonna show Maggie I'm working. Tomorrow I'll be back
No,
here.
I'm going to do 1231 on the tree, so you'll have it you'll have the permit issued, and you'll have it out of the ground, and you can call her on that one.
Are you having him come back in January for the tree?
Yeah, I'm going to have them come back for January for the tree if you don't.
We would just have
February.
one hearing. We're
We'll
not gonna
come back in February for the tree, but the
Most
12
people aren't going to copy and have a dead tree, so.
Is there a fine order on the tree?
No, it's all
Apply by
12,
12/31.
it's all part of the $50. He's got to have it all fixed. It's not just,
What's his date on the tree?
and so I just had to yell at you before you left, before you go. All right, so get the tree out before the 31st and give her a call just to make sure she sees it done. Okay? Thank you. Next, please.
Next case, case 24-0702, address 199 Sandpiper Avenue.
Code section 622, 108.4, 2657. Work without permits. Observe this violation on 8/28/24. Send out notice of violation, certified mail. for a notice of violation and notice of hearing. It was signed for on 8/30/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violations, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
All right, so we have a signed green card for service. Play structures.
Play structure, shed, driveway.
Oh, shed and driveway. I built a wonderful play structure, huge thing. And I called one person, they said, oh, just build it, and the other one.
And the gazebo.
And a gazebo. And then I talked to the town attorney who was actually rented office space for us for a while, and she said, you better get that thing permitted. It's going to be huge. So, yeah, we have hurricanes and stuff flies around in Florida.
So I did get the survey done already. That was finished at the end of August. And then to be in compliance, I built a new foundation for the shed and moved that away from the easement,
The setback.
the setback.
Okay. Is that part of a permit? Did you get it permitted, or you just did it?
It's not permitted yet. I did it prior to applying for.
We'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. Okay, so you're gambling on it being done. It's all good. Everyone gambles. Okay, but you need to get a permit application in, if you've got the survey and everything, because they take weeks to issue these things because they're backed
She
up.
has several items, the shed,
The shed, the gazebo,
play structure,
and
and the driveway.
the driveway. So is all this included in that?
Yes, there'll be separate permits. The driveway, unfortunately, I have to do an owner-builder because I'm not able to get in touch with the contractor that did it.
Oh, well.
So I'm now going through a permitting company. I'm using Suncoast Permitting. I've been in email and phone correspondence with Darlene, and she's going to help me gather all of the requirements and documentation to apply.
And what are the dates you want on this one?
We're requesting a compliance by December 26th, $25 a day thereafter, with a fine assessment hearing of January 8th.
All right, 12/26/18/25. Hopefully you'll get everything done by then. At least if not, you'll hopefully have a good excuse for the fine reduction hearing, but we'll see if you get it done.
For printed permits by that date?
Yes.
If you get them all in, they can get them out, but you got to get them in.
Is there any way you could extend it until after the holiday for 30 days?
You did a lot of work without permits. They're giving you some time. So see if you can get it all rushed through. I mean, if you've got your applications in and everything else, in time for the January hearing, then I might give you some more grace, because as you can see, when people do things, I help them. When they are just sitting there going, I don't know, or I'm in Cuba, or whatever, I don't help them. Okay,
No, it
so
was totally
if
just a lack of-
you need to get your applications in
It was a lack
to
of due
show that
diligence
you're
as well,
you're
yeah.
doing this.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
I have no reason to give you grace. Okay? So 12/26/18/25 is granted.
Could you please state your name for our records, please?
It's Lexington Singoli. The last name is Ciongoli.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Next
Texas City
case.
2.
Case number 24-0738, address 188 Dove Circle.
This is work without a permit page.
Code section 622-108.4, descriptions work without a permit. Excuse me. I observed this violation on 9/17/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail, and a notice of hearing, certified mail on 9/17/24. It was delivered on 9/19/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Okay. USPS tracking confirm as service. Please tell us your name for the record, sir.
Anthony, 188 Dove Circle, Royal Palm, 33411.
Okay, and they say there's an affidavit of compliance, so he must have complied.
Looking for a finding of fact on this
He
one.
got his permit, yep.
That, someone got a permit. Excellent. So there's a finding of fact which says don't do any more unpermitted stuff for the next 5 years, and no one will care then. All right, you'll get an order in the mail. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, next, please.
Next case is case number 24-0747. Address is 11845 Dahlia Drive.
0747. Dahlia? What page is that on?
This is on page 9,
That's
item 3 from the bottom.
Gotcha.
Hello, could you please state your name for the record, please?
There.
Thanks.
Okay.
Will you spell your last name, please?
Those are the exhibits.
AGUILLAR.
Miami, come on.
Born in Cuba.
Yep. Nació en Miami. Aguilar, Gonzalez, all those. I got them all. All right, so Goyette Rentals of Palm Beach County, sidewalk stain, trash, debris, junk, garbage can, and public view. All right.
11845 Dahlia.
4, 5, oh, one up. Got it.
Violation, notice of hearing for today, property appraiser report, and some photos. Any objections to any of these?
No.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay. All right, we have a signed green card for service. What kind of work are we talking about?
It's code section 6-22-108.4. This is work without a permit. I observed the violation on 9/19/24. The notice of violation and the notice of hearing was mailed out on 9/20/24, and it was signed on 9/30/24. I would like to admit the following cases into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, the photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit info.
All right, and what was done? Was it the
The door was done. On one of the photos, you can see from when I initially saw it, there's a door in the yard that they were taking off.
So I'm like, they didn't pour another driveway there. That's just a car parked at the front door. All right, so it's the doors. Gotcha. All right, you have service fee signed green card. All right, so we have a door that was replaced. Okay. You fixed your door? Permit. Do you own the property?
Yeah, we bought about almost 2 years ago.
All right, do you have a homestead exemption on it?
No, we don't.
One.
We need one.
Yeah,
It's that we should get it on the West Palm Beach City.
from the tax
Tax
appraiser's
collector's office.
Tax appraiser's office?
It's downtown.
To the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it saves you like $300 or $400 on your taxes, but it also gives you the ability to pull permits
That one.
for certain things.
My mom told me to do it, but
Yeah, well, you need to do it, okay? Because right now you're going to end up having to get a permit for the door, and you're going to have to hire someone to permit it for you. And if you had a homestead exemption, you could have just done it yourself.
okay.
So, okay, so you fixed the door, didn't get a permit, and now you got to get a permit.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone says yes. All right, since they're here and they fixed the door and it's not going to hurt anyone to leave it there, right? No one's going to be really offended with the door staying there. All right. 131, 212, 25, is that kind of what you're looking at? Because he's got to permit this thing, and they're going to have to find someone who will do it for them because they don't have homestead exemptions, and it's going to be a pain during the holidays. But they're here, so.
We were seeking compliance by December 26th, as the village.
Yeah, I'm going to give them a little bit more time because they're here. All right, 131, 212, 25. You need to go get a permit for this, and you're going to have to find someone to do that for you because you're not homesteaded. So I don't know, find a door company that you can talk into helping you permit this.
Okay, okay. And there is no way that we can get the home extension first and,
Another month. They wanted it at the end of the year. I gave you till the end of January, so you've gotten your extra month from me. But you still need to either fix it, and you should go down and get your homestead exemption applied for, because I don't know, I think it's once a year. All I know is I get a postcard that says you have one. It's because I applied for it 30 years ago. So go apply for your homestead exemption.
okay.
And hopefully, if you get that done soon enough, you can apply for an owner builder, but you're going to have to run around and find a door company that's sympathetic, because they're going to do this and you're going to pay them to do nothing other than the permit.
Yes,
Okay?
okay.
Okay? 131-212-25, granted.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Next, please.
Case number 24-0750. Address is 11751 Dahlia Drive. Here you go. Thanks. Hello, sir. Could you please state your name for the record?
Steve Goyette.
Thank you. Magistrate, it's your hailing notice.
Yeah.
Notice of violation.
You know what, I want to see who signed for this, because I don't remember signing for anything. Because I don't live at that address. I've moved. So nobody signed for it.
No, but it was returned.
Then, yeah, no signature on that. Palm Beach County Property Appraiser Report, some photos of your.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with all that. I was just curious at who signed it. I'm in agreement with all that.
Yeah, I think there's
I
is there
have
a
no
track
problem
and confirm
fixing
with
my
this?
stuff.
Yeah, there's a USPS track and confirm showing that it was delivered.
Right, I don't live there, so
They're required by state statute to send it to the address on the tax collector roll.
yeah, that's what Anthony was just telling me. I didn't know that.
So you need to go change that so that.
So when I change my driver's license, it doesn't change that in the system? I got to actually go to?
Yeah, you have to go to the.
Yeah, the DMV has nothing to do with your property appraisers.
Okay.
Property appraiser.
Okay.
Because the state legislatures think that if they're sending that to the address where you pay your taxes every year, it should be a good address. The problem is, a lot of people will rent out their house, and then they'll send it to the tenant will trash can it, you'll never know, there'll be a big fine, and you'll never know because you didn't change the address.
Yeah, that's actually what happened with the notice that he gave, because the house that he gave it to is a rental, I have it rented, and they never told me the thing, and I never received that in the mail. But in the meantime, I have fixed everything that was asked.
That's wonderful. And all right, so then we're probably looking at the 12/31, whatever dates. 12/31? Is that what were you going to ask for?
I never got to say exactly what was the code section and so on and so forth.
Yeah, let's not jump the whole thing here. Go ahead.
It was, the code sections were 06190A. The sidewalk was stained 1424 for the miscellaneous items on the property, and the 12 for the garbage can in public view. I have been speaking with, well, I'll say this, the violation was observed on 9/19/24. Notice of violation was mailed out on 9/20/24, and it was delivered back on 9/27/24. I would like to admit the following items into evidence: notice of violation, notice of hearing with UPS tracking, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos. I have been speaking with Mr. Goyette, and he assured me that things were going to get done. I spoke with him this morning. When I went out, the garbage can was still in public view. I gave him a call, and he did assure me that it was done. I won't be able to go out again and re-inspect it until in the morning.
He called me at lunchtime, said, hey, the garbage can's still in view. I said, I'm leaving brass ring now, I'll go fix it, so.
All right, so what are the dates you want for this?
Compliance by December 26th, $25 a day thereafter, with a fine compliance hearing of January 25th. Can we confirm that's a fine violation hearing date? Yes.
What?
January 25th.
January 8th.
January 8th. The 25th
Okay.
sounds not like the second Wednesday.
No, I put 25 because it's a new year. Just,
It's
Thought I confirmed.
12/26, 1/8/25 for the meeting, 25 for the amount. Do you want the code inspector to come by your property and look at it tomorrow? Or would you
Okay,
like-
I'm not understanding what you're saying to me.
Oh, you're saying you fixed it.
Yes, sir.
And I'm saying, do you want him to go by and inspect it tomorrow to verify that you fixed it?
Sure, absolutely.
That way, it happened during the meeting, he will go out in the next day or three, and he'll go look at it, and if everything's good, you'll get one of these affidavits of compliance in your file, and everyone will be happy. And as long as this all occurs before January or December 26th, life's great. Okay? So he'll
Okay,
come by in the
I heard
next few
something
days
about a
and look.
$25 fine.
There'll be no fine if you're done before.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So
Perfect. Oh,
you're already, if
it's
you're
done.
already
Go there
done,
tomorrow, brother.
he'll go check in a day or two, you'll get your affidavit, life will be good. Okay?
Okay. Done? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, please.
Case number 24-0769788 Orchid Drive.
Hey, down on the list. 1920, 21.
Magistrate, I didn't know to pronounce the name right,
All right.
so I didn't want to mess it up.
Code Section 14-4A, for disabled wrecked vehicle. The violation was observed on 9/25/24. The notice of violation was mailed out on 9/26/24 and is returned back on 9/28/24. I'd like to admit the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation / hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
That's an ouchie. Okay. All right. All right, please tell us your name for the record.
My name is Melvina Thomas, Melvi.
We have the spelling because you're on the
thank
title.
you.
We're just trying to make sure that you're you.
Okay.
All right, so they say you have a disabled vehicle. You have a garage as well, right?
Yes, sir, but the garage, we have all them clothes and stuff in there,
Well,
everything.
I'm saying that just for the purpose of two things.
no
Number
room
one,
to put
they're
it
probably, what dates are you looking at? Are we the 12/26-ish? Okay. You can either move the vehicle before December 26th and call for an inspection, or you can put it in the garage and no one will care because you can have a disabled vehicle in your garage. We call those project cars for guys. So,
Magistrate, that is good. The reason why it's there, I explained to him, my son meet into an accident. The car was total. He called him every day to come pick it up. So I tell him, I said, tell them if they don't come pick this up because they're finding me, I'm going to get somebody tow it to some junkyard.
if you can get the title and tow it to a junkyard, they'll give you $250, $300 bucks.
They have it. So right now, my son, he called them and he texted me that they said GM Motor, they have the title. So they thought the lawyer was still in the case, but the lawyer is not in the case. He finished. So they say if he get, send them something to say, well, the lawyer is finished with the case, an email, so he send them the email. They say it's going to take 3 days for them to look into the email. After they get the email, then they're going to come and pick the car up. So that's a problem why it is still there.
Yeah, not yours, but it's your problem.
I know.
All right, so
December
we're
is
going to
good.
do the 12/26. hopefully-
December 26th, a day after Christmas. I can't forget. That's good. That's good. I appreciate it. God
Not
is
a
good.
problem. Well, I don't know why they picked the December 26th date, but
That's
it's
good.
all on them.
Can't forget
It's
it.
like you couldn't do it on Christmas Eve, could you? You had to do it day after Christmas, which is
It's good.
Boxing Day in England.
I be done eat my curry chicken, my curry goat, and everything, and ready for it after Christmas.
I love the curry goat. I grew up in St. Thomas,
Yeah.
in the Virgin Islands, so.
Oh, well, I'm from Jamaica, so that's what I do. I promise.
Island culture, we're all good.
Yeah, so that's it until December 26th.
You got it. Okay, we'll get an order in the mail. You can show it to your son, tell him to get this thing out of there.
Thank you, God bless you. So when I finish, I'm going to call you and let you come look on it and see it's gone. Amen.
Exactly.
God bless each and every one of you.
You
Thank
too. Have a wonderful evening. All right, next, please. We're down to the last. I shouldn't buy a lotto ticket, people.
Case number 240787, address 269 Saratoga Boulevard.
I'm up to the 23rd person. Usually we get 12 to 15 max. We are like super. This is what you get for picking up Mitty's hearing.
Hey, sir, how are you? This is one.
Not
The
horrible.
code section for this case would be 06190A. The structure is stained. I observed the violation on 9/30/24. Certified mail was mailed out on 10/1/24 and returned back on 10/5/24. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation / notice of hearing. Verification of ownership for Exhibit 2. And Exhibit 3, photos.
All right, signed green cards or service. Yep, like courthouses in Florida, don't last long. All right, please state your name for the record, sir.
My name is Shakat Zia. I am representing the owner, MD Rahman.
Could you
All right, you're
please
going to spell your
spell that?
name.
My name?
Yes, spell your names.
A-U-K-A-T, last name Z-I-A.
All right, and what are you going to tell us about 269 Saratoga Boulevard East?
Actually,
yeah.
What happened is this, that last about 30 days since I have this, this case, the tenant and the owner are having a dispute, and he has filed for eviction because she won't let do anything, the tenant. So I will need some time so that she will be evicted in another 15, 20 days. Then we can do it. They won't.
What dates are you looking at? Is this still 12/31?
We were asking 12/26.
26, I keep doing 30. 12/26, that gives you till right after Christmas. It gives.
Okay, that will be good
Yeah,
enough.
evictions used to take months, now they take weeks. Okay, 12/26, 1/8/25?
Yes, sir.
Granted. All right, so you have until December 26th to get them out of there and fix the house up. All right, we're running out of pages and cases, yay. Who's next?
Magistrate, we're going to head into our fine mitigation hearings now.
We've got 1, 2, how many people here for fine mitigations? One.
There's 3 people here that
There's
haven't
3.
signed in yet.
So those 3 people need to talk to her.
I signed in. Where, 1149 Grandview Circle, right there?
Oh, well, no, they know you're there. Here, you need to go talk to her. All right, we're going to do the fine mids. We can go ahead.
The first case is case 15-0071, address 266 La Mancha Avenue.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, letter request and fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership.
How you doing? We're going to give these to the magistrate. This is your fine mitigation request, the order assessing fine, and your PAPA report. Do you object to any of those being entered?
All right, so these are 9, 8, and 7 years old, which means they're going to run into the tens of thousands of dollars each. So you're asking for mitigation of the fines, and let's start with case number 15-71, disabled vehicle, garbage can not screened, driveway and sidewalk stained. Why should the fine be mitigated? Been taken care of, but how many years did it take to take care of it?
Well, the driveway, when she told me about the driveway and the roof and stuff, I took care of that right away.
Well, Well, okay, so what are the fines on them?
First case, the fine is $225.
Oh, please. 225, all right.
So quite honestly, that is like, our costs are more than the
So
fine.
more than, yeah.
They cost them more to do the fine than the $225 you're being asked to pay. And even then, if you pay the $225, they're going to have to prepare other documents in addition to this, and then have them recorded, and then the city's going to have to pay $8 a page for that. So they're going to be another few $100s.
So what's the best course of action, just to pay the $225?
I really just have to, on the 225, I really can't reduce it because, usually I reduce it to their costs if they agree. But even this is lower than what their costs would
Yeah, I
be.
could pay the $225 right now where I have something showing that the fines have been taken care of.
You can't pay it right now because we're not open to take money.
Right, you'd have to pay it in business hours, and there would have to be an order.
And they'll give you a receipt. If you pay by check, they hold the check for 10 business days before they'll release the lien. If you pay by cash, typically our attorney goes to the courthouse on Fridays, I believe, and they'll record the release of lien on Friday. If you're in early tomorrow, if
I'll
you
be
come
in
in
early
on
tomorrow.
Thursday, they may not, because they're prepping orders and everything as well, they may not get to the release.
I'll be there early in the morning.
All right, and,
But he has 2 more cases
yeah,
as
no,
well.
I'm just trying to, I just had a thought that went away. Okay, so, yeah, if you pay in cash, oh, here's the thought, came back. Now, if you pay in cash and it's $225 and, someone's asking for a release or something, they will confirm that you've been paid via email.
Oh,
and
we
that's
give a
usually-
receipt.
They'll give a receipt.
receipt
And
will
that's
show.
usually good for title companies if you're trying to sell it.
Right.
So that's the thought that came back, was if you go pay it cash, then you can at least get the title company or confirmation from the village that it's been paid. All right, what's the second? I'm going to deny this one just because it's not worthy of releasing because it's too low. What's the next one?
Yeah, second case, 16-2297, 266 La Mancha, it's the same respondent.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
What's the fine amount here?
$1,850.
$1,850. Okay. This one's actually a little bit more. All right, why should the fine be reduced? Give me a good reason.
Well, during the time when I was the shutters thing, I was going through my kidney issues, and I was back and forth in the hospital and stuff like that, and I finally got around to getting enough strength to take them down.
All right, what is the village's position with regards to this?
Villages would be amenable to a reduction in the amount of $1,197.82.
All right, they're willing to reduce it about 700, no, 12, about 650. They're willing to take 650 off. I'm going to just make it a flat 1,000. So
How much?
1,000.
Okay.
Okay, 1,000 by when?
Payable within 30 days.
They never let me get away with that. They always give me a date. They don't trust me to be within 30 days. Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the process of selling.
I know,
Can that be paid at closing?
When are you
Yes.
looking to close? Okay.
In the next 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that you understand that you only get one mitigation hearing.
Correct.
So if your sale falls through and the fines aren't paid, they revert back to the original amount and there is no other reduction.
Right.
Okay.
Well, some people will
I
reduce.
know, but I like to make sure that they know, because as sure as I say this, then I have people tell me, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, okay, what's the date you're giving me?
But it's one mitigation.
He's looking to close in 2 weeks.
Well, no, just give me a date.
Let's just
and
do December 27th.
12/27, got it. All right, I usually sign these fine mitigation orders on Monday. So if you come by Monday with that, you can pay it and you can get it at least confirmed to the title company that it's been paid. Or it can be paid at closing if it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to bring a check over.
Company can withhold the funds for
Well-
all of them.
They'll do that. So that's fine. And the last one, how much?
Last case 17-0105. What's the fine amount on this one?
500. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance. The fine total is $500,
Okay. That's one of those that's just the costs really of doing this.
basically.
It's $550.
I'm sorry, $550.
You're making me scratch
My
out these
eyeballs aren't
things.
working.
All right. I'm not going to reduce that one because that's just the cost. So, but at least you can, okay. Denied.
Thank you.
Denied on the first. I reduced the middle one from $1,850 to $1,000, so at least you got $850 off on that.
So total I owe is $1,225?
The total you owe is $225. Gee, math. $225, $550.
$1,775.
1,775.
Correct.
Okay. $1,775 total.
Okay,
And they can pay that off from the closing funds.
okay. How do I just tell the title company that,
We'll you want to come by or talk to people on Monday and have them save you a copy of the order I'm signing so you can drop it off or fax it off? Yeah. You're going to find Margaret or somebody, because I usually show up right before lunch
Okay.
on Mondays to sign
I'll
these
come in
things.
right after lunch?
So you're going to want to come in, call and make sure I've signed them, because it all depends on him getting them to me. And then if I've signed them, then you have orders, and then you can provide those to the title company, and they will just write checks to the village.
Yeah. He just has to make sure that $1,000 one is paid by December 27th.
27th.
Because
Yeah,
the
the
other
middle
ones were
one,
not reduced.
even if you don't close, you're going to want to pay that one off
Yeah, I paid.
just so you don't lose the discount I gave you.
Because the other two, the fines didn't
Just denied.
change.
Okay. All right, denied, granted to 1,000, denied. We all understand what I've done, right? Right.
Thank you, Magistrate.
All right, let's find our strays.
We're going to move to page 4 and call case number 24-0658, 1149 Grandview Circle.
And she was here, we skipped her.
Oh,
I missed her, I didn't mark her here.
page 4, Grandview? Grandview?
Yes, sir.
Good, okay. God, that's number 25. We're setting records, people. All right, let's do number 25 here.
The code section special magistrate is 6-190A2, structure not painted to code in uniform. The violation was observed on 8/7/24, and the notice of hearing and notice of violation was sent on 8/8/24 and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation and notice of hearing with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, the verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
Okay. Oh, we have accent walls. Oh, nice. You don't look like Larry to me.
No, he's sick. I'm sorry. My name's Christina.
Please give us your name, please.
Christina with a K. The last name is Payne.
All right. So they're not happy with your multicolored house. Are you happy with your multicolored house? Because you're not.
No, actually, we were getting ready to paint, and then we wound up getting hit with the hurricanes.
What's that? We have hurricanes here.
You'd figure. So we are still working on it. We actually had a company come out. You see that front window right there? We're having that replaced with hurricane-grade windows. So
They are permitting that, right?
yeah, oh, absolutely. They were actually. The permits have gone in. We got a note from the gentleman who's doing, or the company that's doing it. The permits have already gone in, and the ETA for our window is the second week of December.
Okay, so she's getting windows fixed. Then she'll want to paint afterwards, I would assume.
While we're
Because
waiting.
you're going to end up chewing around the walls and stuff to go put that window in. So you want to paint it first and make it a mess and then paint it again. All right. And what was the village wanting?
1226 or 25?
All right, so
Would it be possible?
I'm bouncing you to January because you're here and you're trying hard, so
Thank you.
31 to 12, 25. Now, who are you going to call when you're done?
Andrew.
You are going to call Andrew. Yes, you are.
Yes,
Andrew's going to be happy to come by and go, look at that
He
pretty
drives by
window.
my house and I see him, I run out to show him what we fixed.
See, I like that. Andrew loves that.
I do.
He
And
does.
there-
See,
there
we
was
all
a-
love this. It's, if you pay some attention and you try, we work with you.
And extremely, extremely patient and has worked with us a lot. We've had a lot of things happen over the summer. So.
All right, Andrew, so you mark that down at 7:28 on the tape, and you go pull that. All right, 131, 212, 25 is granted. 131, 212, 25.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we got two more. We have bucket hat, or we have lady with nice blazer?
It is going to be
Because you don't wear a bucket hat.
1036 Grandview on page 1.
We'll do page 1.
What we got on one? Oh.
We're going to do case 240464, 1036 Grandview. Andrew made off with my pen, I'd like to put on the record also.
There you go.
Thanks. These are the documents we'd like to present to the magistrate. It's your service affidavit, order finding violation. We have the notice of today's hearing. We have your property appraisal report on your property. And some photos of your site. Do you object to any of these documents? We also have your affidavit of compliance.
Yeah, I have that one also right here with me.
Okay.
No objection?
No, sir.
All right, you don't look like a Verna to me. Is your name Verna?
No, sir. My
I
name
didn't
is
think
Brian.
I didn't think so. Hold on a second, let me get these. What is your name, sir?
Brian.
Brian. Okay, that's the easy part. What's your last name, Brian?
B-R-Y. My first name is Brian, B-R-Y-O-N, and then Tongue, T-O-N-G-E.
See, I would have screwed up the Brian part, T-O-N-G-E?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I guess you're the tenant or so?
What's that?
What's your relation to the property?
It was my mother's. She passed.
Okay, so you're the son.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you fixed it? Are we looking for a fine or a finding of fact?
Special magistrate, if I could first submit
Evidence,
the
I'm
documents.
sorry, I'm jumping.
The order of finding violation is Exhibit 1. The notice of hearing is Exhibit 2. The verification of ownership is Exhibit 3. Pictures is Exhibit 4. And the affidavit of compliance is Exhibit 4. Special magistrate, just like to say that he did clean the structure on the compliance date. And I know I've been speaking with Brian, he was having trouble, mechanical issues with the vehicle and the swell. And he did comply, even though it was after the compliance date.
But he was always trying, and it's all good, and this may be a no fine order?
Well, just based upon our conversations, he wasn't able to move the vehicle.
Okay.
So just wanted to.
But he was trying to comply, complied with other things?
Yeah, he complied with another violation in the original order finding a violation.
Okay, so he's working on stuff, he just couldn't move it until he could move it. And this is the end of the hearings, and we're going to be nice to him and give an order of no fine.
Thank you, Special Magistrate.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yep.
I appreciate it.
All right, take care, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last, least, you. Love the blazer.
We're heading to page 5.
You didn't have
I
a bucket
believe.
hat. What am I going to do?
Okay.
No bucket hat.
Which one are we doing?
24437.
I have glasses too. It's not really special. You know, there are not a lot of Blazer people here today, and there's only one bucket hat guy. Yeah, so, okay.
You got.
Let's read this into evidence before they get mad at me more.
40437-157 South State Road.
What page? What number?
Page 5,
Gotcha.
fourth down.
Okay.
Sections 2021, 2621, G1, 4, 7, 2349, A6. Signs without a permit, displaying merchandise in parking lot, and golf cart displayed on berm. I observed this violation on 6/4/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 6/4/24, posted that to the property, sent out notice of hearing on 8/16, and again on 10/24/24, because October's hearing was canceled. I'd like to enter these following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information. Exhibit 5, pictures.
These are violations? Are we in that section?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good.
Building code readout, or building permit readout.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Please tell us your name for the record.
Sydney Satz on behalf of the tenant. I am the attorney.
All right, spell your name now.
S as in Sam, A as in Apple, T as in Tom, Z as in Zebra.
All right. That's your last name?
Yes, that is my last name. First
What-
name Sydney, like Australia.
We having a run of cities tonight. Salinas,
Good name.
Lexington, and now you, Sydney, Australia. I want to go there, but that is a long, long flight. I did the Olympics in Korea. That was like 16 hours out of Los Angeles or out of San Francisco.
That's got to be
a-
less than here to Australia.
That's long. All right, so tell me about the case. The color scheme, and I see things, but you got to
Not
talk
worried
about them.
the colors, their signs. They had to put in for permits before for the signs. The permits have lapsed. The signs were never approved. They're parking the golf carts out in the parking lot. That's just minor. Yesterday, previous, they're parking all over. They parked this one on the berm. That one I did not see yesterday. But the signs still are an issue, and parking the golf carts, the merchandise in the parking lot as well. I do believe Miss Sydney needs to be sworn in as well.
Attorney, but she
Not
still
the
needs to be sworn in if she's going to testify. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
She does.
Good.
All right, so we have 1968 Jeep that I've had for 46 years, and these golf carts just irritate me because they're all running around. I like feeling like driving over the top of them. Because it's like, oh, look, I put lights on. Now I can get on the road and drive real slow, and I can put the kids in there with no seatbelts, and they can fall off and kill themselves. Yay, golf carts. But I don't care about any of that because really what we're talking about is
They're not allowed.
advertising and parking. And,
Yes.
and, you know, we're probably looking at some sort of site plan modification if you want to go do a golf cart parking area and we can become like the Villages South.
No.
No.
They cannot keep them out in the
They're
parking
not going
lot.
to allow them to
Oh,
store
well.
merchandise in the
When
parking lot.
they
See, they won't even like to because you're
When
going
they
to try,
moved in
you're going to be
there, I
selling them.
believe They signed a document stating they could not keep merchandise.
First, because they opened up without a license.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fun
They
people.
cannot keep merchandise out in the parking lot, and then they need to get the permits.
It's okay. It's not your fault. It's your clients, and you just take them as they come, and as long as their check's clear, you can deal with them. All right, so, yeah, they need to get their signs permitted or removed.
So we have one argument with respect to the parking issue. Under the code, it's section 2351U. There is particular language that seems to contemplate, and I understand the village's position that this is not historically how it's been applied, but we're just disputing the application in this case. So the code section says one space per 400 square feet of enclosed floor area for sales or rental display in the context of vehicle and boat sales and rental businesses. So our interpretation of the code, and we're bringing it to you, is that given that language, for this particular use of the property, it seems to be contemplated that there is an allotted amount of merchandise vehicles that can be stored outside in the context of this particular use.
I like your argument. It loses, but I like the fact that you made it. Denied. All right, so let's get back to the reality of now, if they want to, if you want to have a property where, what's the golf cart places on Southern Boulevard? Is there one out there? I think they have some golf carts parked out on their property.
Not sure. Like Everglades Farm Equipment?
There may be different places, but yeah, this is not the type of facility where you normally would put a golf cart sales location. Normally they are sort of standalone with repair facilities, almost like a little baby car dealer with little baby cars. This is more of a retailish kind of thing. I mean, you can park a golf car or four in your businesses as displays, but not all over the parking lot. I see two, and they're not even parking well. I mean, the one that's...
Does not appear to do them justice. No, you're
no,
right.
it's not helping out their cause. And believe me, if I was there in my Jeep, I would park away an inch and a half from their side just to say them, watch them crawl through, but not a lot of satisfaction in that because it's too easy in a golf cart. So you're going to get them to remove their sign or do their permit.
The other thing with the signage, so this, our clients were under the impression that the signage violation was complied. They had a contractor who applied for permits. There seems to have been a breakdown in communication between the contractor and the clients, so.
The contractor lied.
Sorry, what was that?
I said the contractor lied if they got a permit.
It's something of that nature, but we're trying to get to the bottom of it now. So we would request just additional time to figure out exactly what needs to happen.
All right, so when do you want the golf carts out and about? Because we can bifurcate this. We can get this whole parking situation squared away. So what was your time for that?
Where's my short date?
Because that part you're probably going to get.
11/28.
8, that's lovely. 11/28 to remove golf carts. From parking areas, outside storage, etc. And then I will give you until 12, what's our 12 date? 26 on the signs. So at least they got an extra month to go figure the breakdown. 1/8 on that. And we're going to do 25 on each.
I was asking 50.
50 on each, that's fine. One will start on the 28th, or the 29th if they don't remove them. The other one would be the 27th of December if they don't get the sign permitted.
Thank you.
But this way you get a little bit of time, so you have something to take back to your client, and then you get to tell them, nah, it's not a display area. And besides, tacky parking. You just give this picture to them and say, look what you made me come argue. Well, your people are parking like this.
Well, that was quite minute compared to what they typically have, several more out there.
They're ambitious and they're entrepreneurial, and we love that in America.
I'm sorry to ask, but would the magistrate be inclined to grant an extension for the compliance deadline just for the signage to around January, just for purposes of the holidays?
What is the village's response?
What are we looking at permit time for?
If they apply for what they need, or if they submit everything, we review permits and get them out in, no,
Faster?
maybe 10 days.
Oh, look at this, speed it up.
Same day they're applied for.
Ooh, if you have all the lighting and
It just depends on if they're able to
irrigation.
put everything together.
And they have the sign sizes and the faces and all that
Right.
detail.
And the
So you have
contractor's
it.
licensed and his insurance is up to date and all that good stuff, but
Yeah, I gave you till the end of December. You should be able to handle that.
Understood.
And
Yeah,
it started
so they're
back in
telling us
June.
that this is one of their easier permits. It's not like one of their structural engineering, do a lot more things, so we'll stick with it. 1128, remove signs golf court or appear at the 12 what hearing?
Yeah, but they never got the,
12, what's the 12 hearing? 12/8, 12
it
something?
was 1211 is the
1211. All right, so for the golf carts parking lot, 1128 or appear at the 1211 or face of 50. And for the sign, it's 1226 or appear at 18 and 50.
Got it.
Got it, everyone good?
to your attention.
All right, you may want to give the code enforcement officer your card so you can get a copy of the order because, it'll be married to client and who knows what they'll do with it.
Sounds good.
All
I will
right.
do so. Thank you all so much for your time this evening.
That's good. At least we kept you to the end and kept your billable hours up. Hey, life in the law. It used to be a lot more fun. There used to be fewer of us. They used to be nicer to each other because we'd all run across each other. And now nobody knows anybody and they just do whatever they want. All right, that ends the live portion of our program. Let's get back to page 1, number 3, and rock through these.
Thank you, Magistrate. Like you said, page 1, number 3, this is case 24-0319764, Camellia Drive. Yep.
Code officers right here. Ask and you shall receive.
Okay.
7 people. Oh my God, usually we're like 12.
Oh, we're not doing,
No, you pull that one, there's no service,
okay.
so you have to remove it.
So we're polling case number
See, look how well that worked. Page number 2.
24-0319. Did we not have service for these either?
I believe we already heard that one.
We're up to 24,700.
You just heard that one.
30 Santiago.
And
Case 24-0700-130 Santiago.
we're pulling
That's
that
being
one.
removed.
No service.
Okay. Poll. Case number 240414-128 Sunflower Circle.
Code section 06190A3 and 5, sidewalk and driveway are stained. I observed this violation on 5/29/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail, on 5/9/24. I posted it to the property. Sent out notice of hearing on 7/12/24 and posted that as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Oh, why am I doing that? This is a fine assessment. Pardon me, back up, retrace. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding in violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. I am in space. Sorry.
All right, you have an affidavit of service, so you have service. What would you like here?
Village is requesting a fine, per your prior order, a fine of $25 a day be imposed beginning November 1st, $325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted. Next case,
you.
please. Oh, and you had service fee posting. All right.
Next case is case 24-0477, address 2505 Shoma Drive.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, back up. Exhibit 2, the new notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 6, pictures.
Deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. It's amazing what you remember from high school. All right, what would you like with these people since you have an affidavit of compliance?
We are requesting a fine of $75, not continuing, be imposed for the period of time the property was out of compliance.
$75 granted.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the reduction hearing on that.
Next case, case 24-0592, address 120 Cambridge Lane.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
All right, sign green card equals service. What would you like?
Village is requesting $25 a day from the date of the failed inspection, I suppose that is, November 1st, which is $325 and continuing.
Now, is it all the mess on the side and they hit it with a fence? Is that what you're talking about?
If you
I
look
mean,
at the
I'm-
photo on the screen, a car ran into the corner of the house here
Oh, okay. Well,
and just destroyed it. And I explained to them at that point it needed a permit, and then I explained to them again, while they were doing the work, that it needed a permit, and now you can see it is done, and they have applied for a permit.
Well, they'll run a fine until they get it. So what's the amount? $325 plus continuing?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
Next case is case number 24-0724, 116 La Mancha Avenue.
Code sections 1557, grass and weeds exceed height allowed. This is a repeat violation. I observed the violation on 9/10/24, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 9/13/24, and I have USPS tracking that was delivered on 9/18/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
They have the healthiest weeds. You know, they're just so green and luxurious.
They're lovely.
You have service via USPS truck and confirm. What would you like?
They were out of compliance from September 10th to October 27th, so that's 48 days, I believe. 45
Times.
days.
$50 a day.
48 days at $50 a day.
2400 not continuing.
2400, no continuing. Granted.
Thank you.
Vendors to do these things if they point them in the right direction.
We'll be back in a minute.
Next case is a violation hearing. It's case number 24-0073, address 149 Prestige Drive.
Special Magistrate, the code section is 12-4C, garbage bin in public view. This was observed on January 25th, 2024. It was sent certified mail on January 26th and posted. The notice of hearing was sent on September 19th and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence: the notice of violation with affidavit of service, the notice of hearing as Exhibit 2, verification of ownership Exhibit 3, and Exhibit 4 of the pictures.
You're not going to understand this at all, but it's like, I saw Dina's name, and then I saw pastel ink, and I knew it was Dina because that's what she would do. She had like the biggest selection of colored pens, and she would put this all over code enforcement world. I hope she's doing well. She is now recently retired, and I hope she is having a wonderful time. You have service via posting. What would you like?
Compliance by November 28th or $25 a day thereafter with a fine assessment hearing on December 11th.
Granted. Melissa Butler, 1095 Chorus Way.
Pull these, correct?
Yeah,
No service,
no
yeah.
service.
So we're going to pull case 24-0288, no service. We're going to pull case 24-0306, no service. We're going to pull case 240607, no service. We're going to call case number 24-0661, address 10116 Mikado Lane.
Okay.
Special Magistrate, the code sections are 6-190A1A, 14-2, and 6190E, stained structure and miscellaneous items in the carport.
Okay. I was going to get a...
The violation was observed on 8/7/24. The violation and the hearing notice were sent certified mail on 8/17/24. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation plus the notice of hearing with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, the verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, the pictures.
All right, you have service via posting. I can see stuff in the carport. I can see mold on the, what is that, the eaves of the house? Gable, maybe?
Yeah, it's
Blend. See? She knows more of this stuff than I. So, okay, what would you like?
Compliance by 11/28, or $25 a day thereafter, fine assessment hearing December 11th.
Granted. 30 Santiago,
Yes, sir.
27701.
Case 240701.
Special Magistrate, the code section is 15-141, a dead palm tree and dead palm fronds in the driveway. The violation was first observed on August 27th. The notice of hearing and notice of violation were sent certified mail on August 28th and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation and notice of hearing with affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, the verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, the pictures.
It's like, did lightning strike both of them? Kind of looks like it almost. All right, you have service via posting. What would you like?
Compliance by 11/28, or $50 a day thereafter, fine assessment hearing December 11th.
1150 granted.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Call case number 24-0386, address 1054 Harmony Way.
Stack.
Gotta get short again. Code sections 9-1, installed fence without a permit. I observed this violation on 5/22/24, sent out a notice of violation 5/22/24, posted it to the property. Sent out a notice of hearing on 8/16/24, posted that to the property as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information. Exhibit 5, pictures. Exhibit 6, affidavit compliance.
Is this a finding of fact? Because you do have service via USPS, track and confirm, and assign green card. Finding of fact, granted.
Case number 24-0593, address 11451 Southern Boulevard.
Code section 06195 C and D, 15141, 1571. Building and fence are stained, dead, dying, missing landscape. I observed this violation on 7/12/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 7/20/24. Posted it to the property. Sent out a notice of hearing, certified mail on 9/18/24. I believe I posted that as well, or I have service on it. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures. Sorry, I have to omit the fence. They took care of that in time. So it's just the building is stained and the
All right,
dead and
so
dying
building
missing
is-
landscape.
Dying, missing landscape, is that a finding of fact or just off?
Pardon me?
The dead,
That still
dying,
exists?
so it's still a finding of fact?
No, sir, they're still in violation. They need to
okay.
comply.
Oh, you took off the
I
fence.
just want to remove the fence.
Got it.
The
Okay, so there's
verbiage.
no fence, it's just still building stained, dead or dying
Correct.
landscape. All right, what times would you like?
December 26th, or $50 a day thereafter.
12:26, 1, what's our one hearing?
1/8.
1/8.
50?
5. Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
24-0594, 200 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Code section 2349A6B7, 12-4, 6195, 15-141, 15-71. Designated parking areas being used to store grease traps, dumpsters not screened, dead, dying landscape. I observed this violation on 7/17/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 7/20/24. Posted that to the property. send out notice of hearing certified mail and have you on 9/19/24 and have USPS tracking. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right, you have service via UPS tracking confirm. What would you like here?
Compliance by December 26th or $50 a day thereafter, fine assessment January 8th.
Granted.
Thank you.
Page 6.
Case number 24-0595, 200 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Code sections 1254, 2661G, and 06195. This garbage and debris piled on property, concrete piled on property. This was seen by Linda. Observed the violation on 5/20/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/21/24. Posted that to the property. Sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 7/26/24, and posted that to the property as well. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice, bless you, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
You'd think we were in Alaska, because it looks like he's got a freaking cord or two of wood here for the fire.
It's concrete.
That's concrete?
That's concrete.
Oh, my goodness. That's like the ultimate Jeep rollover part.
Like curbing that they removed. Yeah, that's all concrete.
That's ambitious. All right, you have service via posting, so what would you like?
Finding of fact, please.
Fact is granted. They fixed it. Look at you, Margaret.
Compliance.
All right.
24064, 2650 Pine Road.
Code sections 15141, 1571, 2661, G17, 1557, 1540, 1253, 1254, and 1555. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed, trees removed without permit, landscape debris stored on property, vertical clearance not met. I believe I had the sidewalk stained in there as well. I observed this violation on 8/1/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 8/1/24, posted that to the property, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 9/17/24, and posted that to the property as well. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information showing that they do not have a vegetation removal permit.
Sidewalk code is not on the
It's not
agenda,
on there.
and it's not in the description.
All right, so we'll leave the sidewalk code out, and they have enough other things to keep you happy. You have service via posting. Obviously, I haven't played Madison Green enough this year to notice all the fun stuff.
A mess.
1226, 18. How
50?
much?
50.
Granted.
Thank you.
Case 240617, 1103 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Code section 6195 and 2041, structure and disrepair, sign is prohibited. I observed this violation on 7/20/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 7/25/24. You have USPS tracking on that. Sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 8/26/24, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
It's kind of sad. You had to send this to Dothan, Alabama. Miami used to be Burger King's headquarters for the longest time. All right, you have service via USPS tracking. What would you like?
1226 or a fine assessment F18 with a $100 day fine.
Ooh, 100.
Oh, it's yucky.
Granted.
Thank you.
Case number 24-0663, address 158 Sandpiper Avenue.
Code section 622-108.4, work without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/15/24, sent out notice of violation and notice of hearing, certified mail on 8/16/24, gave it to the property owner. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
They gutted that whole thing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, you talk about remodeling, we're going to take it down to the studs. All right, you have assigned green cards, so you have service. What would you like?
Compliance by 1226 or fine assessment 1825 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
Case number 24-0696, address 244 Bilbao Street.
No, that one's being pulled and I don't have service.
Oh, excuse me. My mistake.
Pass.
That's pulled.
Yes, sir.
Compliment Margaret as well. Good handwriting. You and Andrew, printing well. All right, next one,
case.
Belisara.
Yeah, it's 240698, 10711 Bobby Lane.
Bobby Lane.
Top of
Probably
page 7.
flipped it over because we pulled the case and I did not have it in there.
Pull Bobby.
We're not pulling Bobby. We're
pulled
hearing
Bobby.
Bobby.
Are we skipping to Belisara then?
Belisara should be next.
Yeah.
After Bobby is Belisara.
So we pulled Bobby, right?
No,
No.
we pulled Bilbao.
Paperwork on.
Bilbao,
Oh, there it is.
244 Bilbao we pulled.
Bow.
We don't have it.
Got it. Okay, Bobby is still going and you have a green
Yes.
card, so.
Code section 622-108.4, work without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/26/24. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified mail on 8/28/24. I got the card back signed and not dated on 9/4/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
So is it the fence that they put up? or-
No,
No? What
this
is it?
area here was just a porch, and they enclosed it all in right here.
Oh, okay, so they made a room.
At a room, yes.
I should at least ask you if they want to come over and look at it. All right, what would you like on this one?
Nice.
Compliance by 1128, fine assessment hearing 1211 or 25 thereafter.
Granted.
Thank you.
1128, 1211, 25. All right, now we get to Belisara.
Yes.
This is case number 24-0721.
10.
Excuse me.
Yeah, right here.
I'm skipping. Yes, case 24-07103195 Adele Avenue.
Code sections 1558, the retention areas are not maintained of aquatic vegetation. I observed this violation on 8/30/24, sent out notice of violation and a notice of hearing, certified mail on 8/30/24. I got the green card back on 9/6/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
We call those weeds. My green card for service, what would you like?
28 or 1211 fine assessment hearing, $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
Case number 240721 129 Sparrow Drive.
Code sections 1557, 15141, 1571, 06190D, 06195. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed. Planting areas are not maintained. Landscape is missing as to landscape plan, and sign is in disrepair. I observed this violation on 9/6/24, sent out a notice of violation and a notice of hearing on 9/7/24, got the returned on 9/24/24. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have service via signed green card. I haven't seen that rabbi in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. He normally would come in and talk to
Normally
me.
he
I haven't
shows up
seen him.
and at least explains. It looks like some storm damage on one part, but someone also needs to trim their
Yeah, it's
bushes if they
pretty
want to make
bad.
them look good.
He's not
Yep.
trimming anything.
All right, what'd you like?
Compliance by 1226, $50 a day fine thereafter, fine assessment January 8th.
Granted.
Thank you.
Okay,
Case number 240725 161 Bob White Court.
Code sections 1557, 12.5, 15-141, and 14.4A. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed, pre-collection practices, dead and dying branches, disabled vehicle. I observed this violation on 9/10/24, sent out a notice of violation and a notice of hearing on 9/13/24, posted to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, service via posting. There was a free ladder in the swale.
So hopefully they'll use it to cut the dead off the tree there.
All right. What would you like?
Looking for a finding of fact on code section 15-57.
This was
For the remaining violations, we're requesting compliance by 11/28 or $25 a day thereafter with a fine assessment hearing 12/11.
1557 was the
11/28.
high grass and weeds.
12/11, yeah, I had to draw circles. 12/11, and how much, 50 or?
25.
25, granted.
Case number 24-0765, address 11551 Southern Boulevard.
Code section 1712-06195D, graffiti on dumpster and dumpster enclosure and stained. I observed this violation on 9/24/24, sent out notice of hearing and a notice of violation on 9/26/24, certified mail, signed on 10/3/24. Excuse me. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Exhibit 4,
Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Service via signed green card, you're making them graffiti their graffiti. And what would you like? Finding of fact?
Yes, please.
Granted. Would
Thank
you like
you.
some water too?
Yes, please.
And go get a sip because you're choking.
The next case is case 24-0766 11551 Southern Boulevard.
Code section 2041, banner is prohibited. I observed the violation on 9/24/24, sent out notice of violation and notice of hearing, certified mail on 9/26/24. It was delivered on 10/3/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact is granted. Service via USPS tracking confirmed.
Thank you.
$262, oh, no.
This is case 24-0772 is being pulled.
I kind of hope because I'm way down here. All right, 267 or 262?
262.
Now case number 24-0773 262 La Mancha.
Just let the record reflect that the agenda is incorrect. It's 267 there, so we're correcting that to 262. Go ahead.
Correct, thank you. Code section was 2318B2, restricted trailer not screened from view. I observed the violation on 9/24/24, sent out a notice of violation, certified mail, and a notice of hearing, certified mail on 9/26/24. It was delivered on 9/28/24. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, service via green card, finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
Next case 24-0784, address 119 Moorgate Circle.
Code sections 14-4A, disabled vehicle. I observed this violation on 9/26/24, sent out a notice of violation and notice of hearing, certified mail on 9/28/24. It was delivered on 10/2/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. And Exhibit 3 is a picture.
All right, USPS tracking confirm as service. Square-bodied Chevrolets are still popular, but you should tag this one. And you probably could get cheap collector car insurance on it if you tried. So what would you like for dates?
We're looking for compliance by 11/28 or a $25 a day fine thereafter. Fine assessment hearing 12/11.
Granted.
Thank you.
Case number 24-0804 116 La Mancha Avenue.
Code section 14-4A, disabled vehicle. I observed this violation on 10/3/24, sent out notice of violation and notice of hearing, certified mail on 10/4/24. I got the green card back signed and not dated. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Didn't bother to turn this one around, do they?
No.
All right, signed green card equals service. What would you like?
Compliance by 11/28, $25 a day, 12/11 fine assessment hearing.
Granted.
Thank you.
Case number 240806580 North State Road.
7.
7.
Code section 06195-2349A14B17 2661G1 26895. Grass and weeds are overgrown, hedges are overgrown, tree branches too low over the drive aisle and parking area, debris and trash on property, fence gate in disrepair. Do I have anything? I think that's it. The striping.
Striping.
I have that too. Striping and parking lot is faded. I observed the violation on 10/3/24, sent out notice of violation and a notice of hearing certified mail on 10/4/24, posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 2 is verification ownership. Exhibit 3 is pictures.
Why do you have 2689.5?
All right, so this is Fridays.
Regulations.
I'm sorry, Magistrate.
Is this Fridays the,
Yes, it's Friday.
you know, I read an article that they're closing down multiple Fridays across the nation, and there were 2 in the state of Florida, and that was a lucky one of the 2.
It's closing or staying up?
That closed because of their bankruptcy, which is an interesting wrinkle for you. Can you pursue this on a bankrupt company?
Well,
interesting question
that's a good
for you to
question.
think about, because I don't care. Okay, you have service via posting. What would you like?
Compliance by 11/28, $50 a day thereafter, fine assessment 12/11.
Special magistrate, I need to delete code 26895.
26895, which is striping or?
It's not there.
It's not there.
Okay, never mind.
Thank you.
All right, let the record reflect that 26895 has been deleted. All right, so next case.
24-0657, 10233 Okeechobee Boulevard, Unit B11.
No. Then why do I have, am I missing one? Or do I just have this out of order?
No, that was your Fridays.
That's my Fridays. Where's my next one then? 'Cause
You
the
don't
troubles-
have that yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Anthony's up with that.
oh, okay, never mind.
Code section 16(1)A and 16(9), the business tax receipt is expired. Observed the violation on 8/7/24. Certified mail 8/12/24, and is returned on 8/19/24. And also there's the new certified mail was 9/27/24. I would like to admit the following items into evidence: notice of violation, Exhibit 1, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, AS400 BTR info.
Okay, you have returned green cards for service. This is a smoke shack, I take it.
I'm sorry, Magistrate.
What would you like?
The village is requesting a fine violation total $812.50. This is for a BTR violation.
You know, as soon as I used to get postcards, now I get something else. As soon as I get those suckers, I run down here. It's like the fines are, the cost is nothing. The fines and everything will kill you. All right, 8/12/50 is granted. Page 9. What do we have left?
Case
Not
number
a ton.
24-0686-114 Almeria Street, excuse me.
I'm 2 for 2 on trucks versus cars here. I'll go car. Miss Walker's getting her steps in.
I am.
Signed green card service, tell me all about this.
It's code section 14(4)A and 2316A1. It's observed the violation on 8/21/24. Certified mail was 8/21/24. It was returned on 8/30/24. Wanted to admit the following items into evidence. Notice of Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3 for the pictures. That vehicle, it's inoperable. Well, it's just disabled. It's been sitting there forever. I came here in July, and it's been sitting there since July. He did put the yellow sticker on the back finally, but it still hasn't moved.
License, but license and dead still is a violation, so you have a signed green card for service. They say old Toyotas never die, they lie. That's an old 4Runner. My brother had one. Wanted to replace the starter because it went out, $1,000. He's like, got rid of that thing. What would you like?
Compliance by 11/28 or $50 a day thereafter. Fine assessment 12/11.
Granted. All right. Symphony Lane.
We're gonna skip that one, there's no service.
Passed. Excellent. Concert Way.
Case 24-0757-1110 Concert Way.
Code section 06190A. The sidewalk and driveway are staying. I observed the violation on 9/24/24. Certified mail was mailed out on 9/26/24, and it was signed on 10/2/24. Want to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3 for pictures.
Multiple shades of darkness in the driveway areas. What would you like? And you have service via signed green card.
Compliance by December 26th or $25 a day thereafter. Fine assessment January 8th.
Granted.
Case number 24-0778, address 850 Lilac Drive.
This is code section 9-1, fence without a permit. Observed the violation on 9/25/24. Certified mail was 9/26/24, returned on 9/30/24. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Well, the fence is lovely, but I'm more interested in the driveway. It's like, let's clean half of it, part of the sidewalk, and leave the swale area dirty, because why would we do that? You have service via US or a signed green card. What would you like?
Compliance by December 26th or $25 a day thereafter. Fine assessment hearing January 8th.
Granted. All right, page 10. We only have a few more to get through.
A few more.
3, actually.
Case number 240798 is being pulled.
Oh, even better.
Case number 24-0805 is being pulled.
You're on a roll.
And case number 24-0807 is being pulled.
Is there anything else to be brought before the special magistrate?
Oh, we did get service on that.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
We're unpulling 807.
We are unpulling 24-0807.
Ms. Walker, I think I retained something improperly.
No problem.
All right. Tell me all about 11111 Southern Boulevard.
Code section 2041 and 1221, prohibited signs and signs without permit. I observed the violation on 10/4/24. Certified mail was mailed out on 10/5/24 and returned back on 10/15/24. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, the photos.
Service. Has anyone eaten there? Because I've heard bad reviews. No?
Never,
Okay.
never ate.
Just checking because, they said something about noise and quality of food, Yep, so Okay, we don't have a signed permit, but we want to be cooking along, so what would you like for these people?
Compliance by December 26th, $25 a day thereafter, fine assessment January 8th.
Granted. Is there anything else to be brought before the special magistrate? No abatements or any fun things like that? No. Please let please let the record reflect that I have signed the August minutes. I had them. All right, is there anything else? Hearing nothing. 8:21. It seems so darn much later because it was dark at 5:30. I mean, it used to not get dark until 7 or later.
I can't stand the time change. Drives me
I
crazy.
just, it's so useless. I mean, we're no longer an agrarian people. Why do we need to wake up for the
You
crops?
gotta tell that to the U.S. Senate.
It's perfect for Christmas lights.
What can I say? Pick one and leave it. I'll settle for just no time change.
Extra hour of sleep, that's what they say.